Feel the fire. What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? Everybody coming. Shout out the whole Fire Flame Nation. Everybody that's coming up in here, man. Crazy, crazy week, ain't it? What's good, y'all? Shout out Indian Summer up in here. Beverly, what's up? Kyra, what's good with you? Jazzy, what's up? DJ, Beard Gang, what's up with y'all, man? Pensa, Lola, y'all bless. Are we clear? We loud and clear. We in vertical, man. If y'all could kindly do me a favor, man, and double tap the screen. Appreciate everybody that's coming up in here, man. I'm quite sure we done heard about all the sad news that has been going on, man, with the situation that's going on with Malcolm Jamal Warner. All right, and now the situation that's going on with Hulk Hogan, man. And it'd be crazy, it'd be ridiculous. Nah, I mean, it's only right. Now, I mean, I'm quite sure if y'all are fire starters, hawkers, walkers, and stalkers, I have mentioned um Hulk Hogan a few times on my show, man. And now, I mean, regardless of what was going on in his personal life, now, I mean, he was my childhood hero, the character that is. But shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man. I appreciate y'all because, man, they say death come in threes, and it sure did. Now, like I said, we heard about the death of Malcolm Jamal Warner. We heard about Ozzy Osbourne, and we also heard about Hulk Hogan. Now, the crazy thing about this, all right, we're going to be releasing vital and strategic information like we always have been doing. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man, because before we even get started, I like to say RIP. Now, I mean, to all three of them individuals that I just named, and condolences to them and their families. All right. But with that being said, let's get into this Hulk Hogan situation. I appreciate everybody that's coming up in here, man, as we heard about the unfortunate passing of an icon, the unfortunate passing, all right, of a immortal icon. And when I say immortal icon, y'all, as y'all see, the man is no longer here with us, but his name will continue to live on. If it was not for Hulk Hogan, a lot of things that's going on in all factors, football, basketball, you name it. If it wasn't for Hulk Hogan paving the way for a lot of things like branding, endorsement deals, self branding, big endorsement deals, shit like that. The reason why there is a WrestleMania right now, today, not only for one day, but for 2 days now. This is how big that event has got over the years. Okay, remember, WrestleMania was basically invented and created by no other than Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan himself. And I done heard about all the racist rumors and all the bullshit that they talking about. Yeah, we gonna get into all that. We gonna get into all that because y'all already know we stomp, step, and stand on the truth. Ain't that right? Shout out everybody that's coming up in here. We stomp, step, and stand on the truth. I'm so tired of people saying, oh, he was a racist. He was a racist because of what he said out of his mouth and what I always see over here, y'all. All right. Okay. We judge a man by his actions. We judge a man by his actions. All right. And like I said, for everybody to be talking about Hulk Hogan was racist and he ain't like black people, that's a fucking lie. And we got all the fucking receipts. All right. Damn right. He came out and he spoke about how he didn't agree with his daughter dating a black dude. Maybe he used the wrong words, all right, to go with the terminology, but who don't use the wrong words to go with the terminology, especially when you don't agree with something? That doesn't mean that he treated black people a certain way. That doesn't mean that he didn't like black people or he didn't agree with the culture. And with that being said, who was Hulk Hogan's first partner at WrestleMania? As I strategically come in with a bomb, because we're gonna knock all that racist shit right out the door right now. Who was Hulk Hogan's first partner in WrestleMania 1? I'll wait. Who was his first partner? Mr. T, right? Who was his first partner in the very first WrestleMania, y'all? No other than Mr. T himself, right? Right? Not to mention when there was plenty. See, it's a lot of things that's going on behind the scenes that a lot of people have no idea about. Okay, because you're talking to a wrestling connoisseur. Shout out to everybody that's coming up in here, all the new fire starters, hawkers, walkers, and stalkers that's going to be joining this live stream. I'm quite sure we will have a lot of new people. Shout out everybody up in here because when it actually came to individuals, like for example, when Hulk Hogan was going through that legendary beef. Now, if y'all grew up in the 80s, y'all know about what I'm about to drop. Now, when Hulk Hogan and the Uganda giant, who went by the name of Kamala, all right, he played the character and he was a black man, all right, and this man was underpaying Kamala and was overpaying Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan made sure that Kamala got the money that he was rightfully deserved. It's a lot of people that have lost their jobs, black individuals, and Hulk Hogan went to bat for and made sure that they got their jobs back. Not to mention, but Hulk Hogan don't like niggas, as he done did what? Multiple public appearances, multiple public initiations with the African American culture. All right. Don't forget about the situation with Hulk Hogan when he went to WCW and he tag team with who? Before he went with the NWO, he tag team with who? Shaquille O'Neal. Shout out to North's very own. Also, he tag team with Dennis Rodman as well. Okay? And put all every time he tag team with these individuals, African Americans, black individuals, niggas, all right, he always made sure that they was treated fairly and put on the same pedestal as him. Because if he didn't like niggers, he wouldn't be in the because if he didn't like niggas, the last person a white man will be in the ring with is with a nasty black sweaty nigga. Hit the like button. But we ain't about to keep going all in on that because this ain't the focal point. And let me say it again. If a true redneck don't like a black man and don't like a nigga, the last thing they're going to do is be getting in the ring, getting all sweaty, touching another black, nasty, stinking ass nigga. They're not going to do it. But Hulk Hogan clearly didn't have a problem with that. But with that being said, man, shout out everybody up in here. Yo, let's talk about it. Shout out the whole fire starters, everybody that's coming up in here. Double tap the screen. If y'all get kicked out of the live stream, just kindly come back in. I appreciate it because we're going to get into a lot of things here, man. Okay, now for the ones who don't know, man, Hulk Hogan shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man. Hulk Hogan has been sick for the last 2.5, 3 months, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And it has been kept quiet. It has been kept swept under the rug. Okay. All right. The last time anybody heard or seen anything from Hulk Hogan was back in the middle of April. Okay. Now, Hogan's supposed to went in for a neck surgery, y'all. Everybody hit the like button. All right. Shout out everybody up in here. If I went to bat for all that other shit up here that's on my channel and my platform, y'all must be crazy as hell if y'all thought I wasn't going to bat for my man right here. Shout out everybody up in here. Can y'all hear? We loud and clear. Shout out Angela, man. What's good with you? Shout out the whole fire starters, hawkers, walkers, and stalkers. Ashley, T-Neck said he was murdered. You're damn right he was murdered. Okay? Mackie Ant, they crushed Hogan's voice box 2 weeks ago so he couldn't speak. Crazy work. Let him know. Okay, now Hogan was supposed to win in for a neck surgery, y'all. This was back in May. All right. And for everybody that's scared to speak up on it, nigga, it's time. The time is now. The time is now. Check this out now. Hogan went in for a neck surgery. Now, if y'all have been following Hulk Hogan, some of y'all probably haven't. All right. I'm quite sure some of y'all probably have. All right. Hulk Hogan has been on and off the table all his life. All right. And when I say on and off the table, I'm saying when you do your research, Hulk Hogan had probably like 30 to 40 surgeries throughout his lifetime. Okay. And that's down to his back, all right, his knees, his neck, you name it. All right. He was a professional wrestler who wrestled, okay, damn near over 300 days a year in his prime. All right. 7 days a week at 16, excuse me, at 16 to 18 hours a day, yo. 16 to 18 hours a day shifts. All right. And when I'm talking about not only just wrestling, you know what I mean? Just going around doing a whole bunch of advertising, sponsorships. Y'all know what come with that type of shit when you in that elite level of entertainment. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here. Now, look, now what makes this so strange and interesting, right? Now, it was already coming out, y'all. It's been about a good month. It's been about a good month, y'all, that rumors had started to circulate that Hogan was already, all right, on his deathbed. And not only was Hogan already on his deathbed, y'all, Hulk Hogan was damn near, they said Hogan was already damn brain dead. Hit the like button. All right. They said Hulk Hogan. Check this out now. Okay. They said Hulkamania went in for that neck surgery in May and never was the same again. And not only was he never was the same again, y'all, all right after this marriage, all right, for the ones who don't know, all right, this new marriage that Hulk Hogan just got into, all right, he just married this yoga trainer, all right, who goes by the name of Sky Daily. Y'all hit the like button, drop your fire and TVs in the chat. And what has took place with Hulk Hogan and Sky Daily, all right, is a goddamn one big conspiracy that we're going to get down to the bottom of. Because we know for a fact a lot of people in and around, okay, Hogan's immediate friends, Hogan's immediate family, like Hulk Hogan's daughter, Brooke, Hulk Hogan's sons, Nick. Let's talk about it. How they already done had weird vibes and shit coming from this newlywed wife of his. Okay, now what a lot of people don't know is we know over the years, okay, Hulk Hogan's personal life ain't been too goddamn perfect. All right, but who life is perfect? Not to mention, right? It has even brung a strain in the relationship, even when it comes to Hulk Hogan and his children. All right, and for the ones who don't know, I'm quite sure y'all done heard about the situation with Nick and the accident he had in Clearwater. All right, probably about 15 years ago or so, a little bit over that. And I'm quite sure y'all done heard about all the cheating rumors about Hulk, then the cheating rumors that his wife was doing. She wound up going with the trainer and all this and all that. Well, anyway, just to sum it all up, all right, Hulk Hogan's get divorced from his longtime wife, and I'm quite sure everybody know about Hogan Knows Best, right? Hit the like button, drop fire and TVs in the chat. We all know about the infamous Hogan Knows Best as we see Hulk Hogan and his family, all right? The family that we knew, all right? The family that the world was introduced to. This was the first time, okay, the world was brought inside of the life of Hulk Hogan. All right. Now we used to seeing Hulk Hogan on TV. We used to seeing Hulk Hogan perform and be a superstar. But now the cameras come inside of Hulk Hogan's home. And this is where the disruption starts in Hulkamania's life, like in real time. All right. It was this show right here. Hogan Knows Best. Everybody hit the like button. Double tap the screen. We are in vertical mode. Shout out all the new fire starters, hawkers, walkers, and stalkers that's coming up in here. I appreciate it because we are going to get right into this shit. All right, we ain't here to play with them. Now we all know that this show right here not only propelled Hulk Hogan to newer heights, it also propelled his family to newer heights because we never was introduced to Hogan's wife. We never was introduced to Hogan's daughter. We never was introduced to Hogan's son. And we know what comes with that comes a lot of fame, a lot of pressure, and a lot of energy. And some people can't handle that. And as we see, all right, Hulk Hogan's family fell victim to all the fucking fame and all the glory that was going on in Hulk Hogan's life that they wasn't what used to or accustomed to. And it caused a lot of disruption and confusion that ultimately led to Hulk Hogan getting a divorce. It ultimately led to a strained relationship with his children and everything. Not to mention, okay, This new woman that Hulk Hogan met just a few years back. Shout out everybody up in here, man. We got over 90 plus up in here. If y'all could be kindly just to double tap the screen, man. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it because Hulk Hogan do not hardly know this woman right here. Y'all know that, right? And don't y'all know why Hulk Hogan was basically, okay, at home, okay, on his deathbed. This woman here was left to watch over Hulk Hogan. Now, like I said, y'all, for over a month, it's been all kinds of rumors. I'm talking about speculation from Hulk Hogan's closest friends and his closest pals and his closest buddies. I've been following it. All right. Some of the guys that he done traveled with in the business, all right, have said that they have been calling Hulk Hogan. They have been leaving text messages. All right. And they wasn't getting no calls back. They wasn't getting no texts back. All right. So people started to go to social media. All right. Because the word started to get out that Hulk Hogan wasn't doing too good. They were saying that Hulk Hogan was even in, okay, hospice in a coma. All right. They said Hulk Hogan was brain dead. They even said Hulk Hogan had a trait in his throat, ladies and gentlemen. They said they took the voice of Hulk Hogan, so he was not able to speak. Now, like I said, it was back in May, y'all, when Hulk Hogan went for this neck surgery. And it was after this neck surgery, Hulk Hogan was never the same again. All right. Now, check this out. Before we get all into this, man, all right, we got to do our due diligence and get the fair use up, man, because we know how YouTube and the WWE and all of them are playing right now. And the WWE is the one that was covering this shit up. Let's talk about that. Hit the like button. We're going to get into all that shit. Okay, because like I said, over the past month, y'all, all right, what is fair use under Section 107 under copyright law allows for fair use of this copyright work for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, research. Everything you hear on this live, all right, is for entertainment and educational and research purposes only. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it ain't. All you gotta do is set fire to it and watch that shit blow. And with that being said, y'all, all right, once Hulk Hogan came out of this neck surgery, he was never the same, okay, again. And not only was he never the same again, all right, they said when Hogan came out of surgery, he never, okay, never basically fully recovered. They said he woke up out of surgery, woke up out of surgery and couldn't move nothing from the shoulders on down. Hit the like button. Okay? They said Hulk couldn't move from the shoulders on down. Now, check this out. Now, during the last 2 months that they've been saying Hulk Hogan has been recovering well. Check this out. Let me show you something here, y'all. Okay, because this motherfucker is a liar. This motherfucker lied, y'all. Check it out. Hit the like button, y'all. Shout out everybody up in here. Check it out. Everybody hit the like button. Because it was already, everybody already knew. But the question is, why was she covering it up? Not only was she covering it up, okay, why was Jimmy Hart covering it up? Now, for the ones who don't know who Jimmy Hart is, all right, he is a close friend of Hulk Hogan in real life. All right, and in Hulk Hogan's WCW days, he wound up being okay, like the kickstart man, like the hype man for Hulk Hogan as well, right? Now he's real close friends with Hulk. Now Jimmy Hart, he's the one also. Jimmy Hart, Eric Bischoff, and Hulk Hogan's wife has been lying to the public, has been lying to his fans, and has been lying to everybody around the world. Not only has they been lying, all right, listen, y'all, the rumors were getting so real, as y'all can see now that they all turned out to be true, right? Hit the like button. Strategic drop. They all turned out to be true, right? Okay. She said, look, Sky Daly, Hulk Hogan's wife, did deny rumors of his coma and brain damage just days before his death. She also stated that his heart was strong and that he was recovering from a neck surgery. All right. These statements were made in response to a fan's questions on her Instagram story, because everybody had jumped in her IG. It was on her ass about what the hell going on with Hogan. The people demand to know what's going on with Hogan. People that Hulk Hogan's beat shops and everybody who worked for Hogan wanted to know where was Hogan at. And his wife and a few other people were doing a damn good job covering this situation up. But we all want to know, why was this situation being covered up? Okay? Why did his wife, as we all know how passionate Hulk Hogan is about his fans, right? Hit the like button. Why did his wife lie to the public? Not only lie to the public, why was she keeping information away from Hulk Hogan's closest friends? Because as y'all can see, Hulk Hogan was in hospice when he died, y'all, in his home. As we're about to get right to the goddamn script. I got it right here, y'all. Okay? When they bringing Hogan out the house, we don't see no family members, nobody around Hulk Hogan. We don't even see that bitch. Right? Let's talk about it. I got it. Y'all see this? Y'all see this, right? Not a family member in sight. Nobody. No friends, no family. Just all what? Paramedics and law enforcement. Y'all see this, right? Okay. We even see what happened to Rich Homie Quan, right? And we seen all the family there, right? Hit the like button. Strategic drop. Not only is it a strategic drop, look how quick they was to release this footage. But what everybody want to see is the body cam footage. That's what we want to see. Because as y'all see, y'all, they strategically already had this shit in place. Okay, if y'all go to the WWE YouTube channel, as I strategically drop a bomb on y'all, check this out. WWE knew what the fuck was about to go down. Everybody double tap the screen. Okay? And let me show y'all and prove to y'all how WWE knew what was about to go down with Hulk Hogan. Because right when Hogan died, WWE and the network already had, okay, the tribute. Check it out, y'all. They already had the tribute ready to go. Double tap the screen, already narrated and everything. Like they already knew Hogan was on his way out of here. Not to mention, like I said, y'all, very eerie and strange shit. Because people in the WWE was also hiding this shit. As we know, Hulk Hogan just signed on a major multi-million-dollar contract with his name and this new Real American beer that he was branding and promoting along with his Hulkamania brand. Okay, but like I said, the WWE network and the YouTube channel was already prepared because they already was given the Hulk Hogan tribute and already had it narrated and ready to go. Like this was already recorded. There's no way they would have been able to record and edit that, because the way this documentary is narrated, like a past tense, okay? Like he was the best. He did this. He did that. Like he's already what? Gone already. The same way like they did with Kobe Bryant. Okay? Shout out everybody up in here. Shout out all the new people that's coming up in here. Like, share, subscribe, double tap the screen, man. All right. I appreciate everybody that's up in here. Now, check this out. We all know that they also did the same goddamn thing with the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior, right before his death, we know that the Ultimate Warrior was in cahoots with WWE and WWF and Vince McMahon for decades. For decades. Vince was furious at the Warrior. Vince had a hatred for the Ultimate Warrior. Somehow, some way, all right, Vince McMahon wind up convincing the Ultimate Warrior, all right, to accept his inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame and to sign on a new contract for the Ultimate Warrior to be a part of the WWE talent in some type of shape, form, and fashion. All right. And don't you know, the Ultimate Warrior dies, okay, right after WrestleMania fucking weekend. Right after his last speech on Raw. All right. Now, they said that, shout out everybody up in here, man. I appreciate y'all. All the trolls too. Everybody welcome. All right. Because Hulk Hogan always told y'all, say y'all prayers, train, and eat your goddamn vitamins, right? All right. It's the message for me. It's the message for me. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was growing up, I grew up in the 80s. All right. And in the 80s, I grew up around a lot of drugs, a lot of violence, a lot of prostitution, a lot of negative things that a child shouldn't be seeing, is subjected to. All right. At an age that, but you had the TV screen. You had characters like Hulk Hogan, all right, that could take you away from that reality, all right, that could take you away from that reality and actually have something to look forward to or something good to look forward to when you turn on that TV. And just to hear him motivate and just to see that, all right, it really is real life heroes out here that is against the bad shit and stand for good shit and stand up against evil. You see what I'm saying? So that's the liking that I took to Hulk Hogan, this real life superhero, this real life character that was, know what I mean, bigger than life, straight like that. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Ain't no need to cap about it. All right, the 24-inch pythons. Yeah, all that. Ripping the shirts off. And yeah, I was doing all that. All that. All right. Shout out everybody up in here. Bar Broker. You say he was a racist, right? How was he a racist? How was he a racist? Because he said the word nigga, because he said he ain't want his wife. I mean, because he said he ain't want his daughter marrying a nigga. Do that make him racist? Who was his first partner? And who was he in the first WrestleMania with? Bar Light Broker? All right. Who was Hulk Hogan in the first WrestleMania with? Huh? Who? Who did Hulk Hogan travel? But he don't like niggas though, right? He don't like niggas though, right? Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. Like I said, I judge a man off his actions. Fuck what he say out of his mouth, because anybody can run their motherfucking mouth. Even the AI. All right. I judge off of motherfucking actions. All right. And his actions, and there's plenty of black people that could say the same goddamn thing. Hulk Hogan was not racist. All right. Who wouldn't say some shit like that? Now, we all know that we are what? Biracial over here, right? I don't give a fuck if you black, white, or candy stripe. Okay. All right. But hey, it is what it is. And somebody chose to record a private conversation that was released in 2015, that was recorded back in 2007. That's the crazy part. All right, that conversation was recorded back in 2007. And what the man say? Yo, I don't want my daughter marrying no fucking nigga. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. In the environment, in the neighborhoods that I grew up in, right? Right? I'm just gonna be honest, right? If I find out that my daughter is dating a white motherfucker and about to marry a white motherfucker, and I'm surprised by it, I might say the same thing out my mouth. What? You about to marry a cracker? I might say the same thing out my mouth. That don't mean that I'm fucking prejudiced. Just because I said that out my mouth, that don't mean that I'm prejudiced. You know what I'm saying? Shout out everybody up in here. Yeah, he was on a few episodes of the 18, all that, right? Right? Not only that, he did things with Dennis Rodman, Shaquille O'Neal, and plenty other black entertainers and things like that. You know what I mean? But we ain't going to focus on the racial shit because this is what they want us to do. All right? This is what they want us to do. This is why they chose to knock Hulk Hogan down on the anniversary of when that goddamn shit was released. Hit the like button. Strategic drop. This is why they chose to knock Hulk Hogan down on the 10-year anniversary that recording was released of him saying that he ain't want his daughter marrying no nigga. All right? My daughter fuck around and come to me. I'll be shot like, yo, I don't want my daughter marrying no white motherfucker. Like, come on, yo. Really? You sure this is what you want to do? You sure? You see, Hulk Hogan was having a private conversation with private friends and family. And that conversation should have been private, period. But you know what they did? They violated Hulk. You see, Hulk Hogan got a lot of snakes in his grass. Everybody after his money. Everybody after his friendship with what? The wrong intentions and the wrong tendencies. And the wrong tendencies, excuse me. Shout out everybody up in here. Appreciate you. All right, and what do you know? Soon as Hulk go down, the first thing they start talking about is the racist situation, right? As they also incorporated the situation with who? How he campaigned for Donald Trump. So fucking what? Look how many other people had campaigned for him. Look how many of them black niggas that was campaigning for Trump. So what? They fucking what? Nigga haters too? Shout out everybody up in here. Look at all the motherfucking niggas that was campaigning for Kamala. All of them motherfucking what? All of them what? Puppets in their own right, in some shape, form, or fashion, right? Shout out everybody up in here. Like, share, subscribe. Now, this is what baffles me. Like I said, man, Hulk Hogan had just got married. All right, he ain't been married a good 2 years. 2 years to be September, y'all, that he was married to this woman, Sky Daly, right? Now, it was Sky Daly that came out and made the public statement and public post. Also, okay, she still was running Hulk Hogan's IG page. All right, she still was uploading and posting, running Hulk Hogan's IG page, making these posts, uploading these old pictures, uploading these old videos like Hulk Hogan was fine, like he was doing good, like he was recovering, like nothing was wrong. And the whole time, the man, okay, the man was done up. The man couldn't talk. They said that they went into his neck, right? So how he become brain dead? If he went in for a neck surgery, they say Hulk Hogan never woke up from surgery. They say he never woke up from surgery. Now, we all know how close Hulk Hogan and his daughter Brooke was, right? Hit the like button as I strategically drop more fire and flame. Okay? Like I said, man, if we go back and do the vital research and things like that, how close Hulk Hogan and his daughter Brooke was, man. She loved her dad, and he loved his daughter. Okay. regardless of the differences that they were going through. Right? Now, check this out. Right? Now, you know that Brooke did not take a liking to Sky at all. As a matter of fact, okay, Brooke didn't even come to the wedding. As a matter of fact, Brooke hasn't even been around Hulk Hogan, haven't been to see him, haven't been to check up on him. And like I said, as y'all can see, all right, Hulk Hogan was on hospice already. That means if you're on hospice, that means basically they are ready. They are what? Preparing for the worst. Hit the like button, right? Right? When someone is on hospice, you basically can say that they are preparing for the worst, right? So, like I said, people's on hospice all this time. Why wasn't his immediate family right by his bedside when he died? If he was on hospice, they say Hulk Hogan was on hospice for the last 2 damn months. So where was Nick? Where was Brooke? As it says here, okay? The Sky Brooke Hogan beef refers to the strained relationship between Hulk Hogan and his daughter Brooke Hogan, particularly following Hulk Hogan's marriage to Sky. Okay? This estrangement, which reportedly predates the marriage. You see this? This was way before the marriage. Shit wasn't right. This estrangement, which reportedly predates the marriage, involved Brooks' absence from the wedding and subsequent public statements about needing space from her family. The situation escalated with public displays of what appeared to be mockery by Hulk Hogan and Sky Daly towards Linda Hogan, Hulk's ex-wife, and Brooke, y'all. As we see how this situation escalated, right? You see how it escalated. It it went from okay, things were a little rocky and not perfect to things all the way overboard. Shout out everybody up in here. Things all the way overboiling. Overboiling to the fact where it's though, okay, nobody was coming by to visit Hulk. Why would they leave this woman that Hulk just married, y'all? Check out the numerology in this shit now. Check it out. Look at this, y'all. They just got married. Not to mention, right? This was Hulk Hogan's first surgery since he been with Sky. This is his first surgery and his last. Hulk Hogan been through 30, 40 surgeries. Now, if Hogan never woke up from surgery and he was in a coma, who decision was it for Hogan to go home? And why? if he never woke up from surgery, right, y'all? Shout out everybody up in here, man. Like, share, subscribe, double tap the screen. I appreciate y'all. Okay. If he never woke up from surgery and he woke up, he was in a coma, right? Who gave the go for him to be released to go home? Because they said even though Hogan was released to go home, he still was being brought back and forth to the hospital over the last 2 fucking months, y'all. You see, this ain't the first 911 call. You see, I'm not even sure as I strategically dropped this shit. I'm not sure if that 911 call. See now, y'all, they fucking with me now because I'm about to get in on it. Like I said, that 911 call that we heard yesterday, okay? All right, I'm hearing that 911 call was not from yesterday, okay? Hulk Hogan has been back and forth to Morton Plant Hospital in Clearwater, Florida over the past 2 months. It's been multiple 911 calls, y'all. Okay, it's been multiple 911 calls to Hogan's residence for the past 2 months. For the past 2 months, it's been multiple 911 calls. This ain't the first time since Hogan has been released from the hospital after waking up from a goddamn coma. This ain't the first time that the ambulance has came in. Oh yeah, they fucking with us. I like this. Everybody, double tap the screen. Appreciate everybody up in here, man. Like, share, subscribe. They don't want this information getting out. All right. They lucky I took my break. Because if I didn't take my break, it'd be like 700 people up in this motherfucker right now. They better be lucky. All right. Like I said, y'all, that 911 call that we heard yesterday. Check it out. All right. I'm going to play this shit. That 911 call that we heard yesterday is not from yesterday. All right. I have so much on this. Check it out. See something here. Because, like I said, y'all, to the hospital since he has been released. Can y'all hear that audio? Drop a one in the chat if y'all can hear that audio, y'all. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Let me play this. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. All right, so check it out. Right? This the bullshit 911 call that TMZ
Attack
released.
Bravo, Rescue 46, LR 45, Engine 46, cardiac arrest. Rescue 46, LR 45, Engine 46, Fire Attack Bravo. Fire Attack Bravo, Rescue 46, LR 45, Engine 46, cardiac arrest. Rescue 46, LR 45, Engine 46, Fire Attack Bravo. Engine 46, cardiac.
Okay, so that's all we hear. Engine 46, blah, this, blah, that. We don't hear. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, like I said, y'all, it has been multiple 911 calls, all right, made to go out to Hogan's resident over the past 2 months since he been home from the hospital. So who's to know? Who's to say if that's the 911 call from yesterday? All right, they could be telling us anything, just like they've been what? Telling us all these goddamn lies for the past 2 months that Hulk Hogan was fine. She said Hogan was not in a coma. She said Hulk Hogan heart was strong, y'all. Check it out. Check check out the wording that was used now. All right. She denied the rumors of his coma and brain damage. All right. It is already out there. All right, that Hulk was brain dead. And Hulk was brain dead for a minute. But the crazy thing, like I said, y'all, what is actually just not sitting right with me is his wife knew he was brain dead. Was his son and his daughter actually, was that relationship that much strained? Do y'all actually believe that the friction was that serious between Hulk Hogan and his children that they wasn't even worried about his well-being or his concern after many close friends were reaching out all over the internet concerned about Hogan's health and well-being? Wouldn't you think Nick Hogan and Brooke Hogan would be right there by their dad's side? Would you think that? Now, Hulk Hogan just bought this house after he divorced Linda. He bought this house back in 2012. All right. But like I said, all right, Sky hasn't been living there that long. Sky just moved in not too long ago. And like I said, Hulk Hogan done had 40, 50 goddamn surgeries in his lifetime. And the first surgery he has when he's with this woman, it's his last surgery. He don't recover. He never wakes up the same Hulk. Evidently, y'all, all right, ain't no more ifs, ands, or buts or alleged. Because we know it wasn't Nick Hogan and we know that it wasn't Brooke Hogan. So it wasn't nobody else that gave the go for Terry, Gene, Bollea, Mr. Hulk Hogan himself, to go home from that hospital. But his wife, Scott, she is the only one that would have been able to make that decision. Am I right or wrong, y'all? All right. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. She would be the only one to make that decision. And like I said, I believe they already knew Hogan wasn't going to come back. He wasn't going to be himself. And maybe, just maybe, they said, nah, maybe we need to get him up out of here because maybe if he do survive, okay, because it's obvious, it's obvious that they were hiding something, and they wanted to keep it tight knit because as long as Hogan was in the hospital, okay, he will always have visitors. Hit the like button. You see what I'm saying? As long as Hogan is in the hospital, you see what I'm saying? Um, Individual friends and family will always have, you know what I mean, immediate access. You see what I'm saying? At the hospital at all time, getting updates from the doctors and things like that. You see, but with Hulk Hogan being brought home, basically into a confined space, into a confined area with the alleged enemy, okay? Possibly, possibly speaks volumes, y'all. All right, and this is crazy. Indian Summer said, I didn't even know that he was remarried. Yup, he got remarried very quick, very quick. Just met this woman. He had just met this woman, all right, and he had announced, okay, that they were engaged, and 2 months later, he married her. 2 months later, he married her. He goes in for surgery, his first surgery, and it's his last surgery. And like I said, man, his daughter already had bad vibes about this woman. Sit down, Icy. Sit down. Sit down. Excuse me, y'all. His daughter already had bad vibes about this woman that he was with. Okay. A daughter knows when somebody is for their dad or not. Just maybe that's not the case all the time. But with this situation with Brooke and Hulk Hogan and her dad, I believe this was the case. I believe Brooke knew what was best for her dad, and she honestly believed that Sky was not for her dad at all, in no shape, form, or fashion. Okay? Anytime Brooke chose to stay away, and it looks like Sky was comfortable with them being away. It looks like Sky was comfortable keeping Hulk Hogan all to herself. Shout out everybody up in here, man. I appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe. It looks like that because you would think Sky would try to what? Remend that relationship, especially at a time when Hulk Hogan, all right, is basically on his deathbed. And nothing was said. Because I'm quite sure if Brooke knew, if Nick knew Hogan was on his deathbed, if they knew their dad was on that deathbed, y'all, it's no doubt in my mind that they would have been right there. There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind that Brooke and Nick would have been right by their dad's side the whole time. Okay? But if you look, you see no immediate family. You see that, right? No immediate family. Okay, no cars at the home, no cars at the house. You see what I'm saying? So nobody was coming there. Nobody was there checking on Hogan. All right. And it seems like they had some type of strategic wall up, keeping people back. Because with this statement that his wife made, claiming Hogan's heart was strong and there wasn't nothing wrong with him. All right. Yo, we in vertical. Double tap the screen. I know they shadow banning this right now. I know they shadow banning this information. Shout out everybody up in here. Okay, no cars outside Hogan's house. No visitors. No friends. No family around his bedside. We talking about the greatest professional wrestling entertainer to do it of this time, y'all. No family, no friends. His daughter, nobody's there. You don't even see the wife coming down the stairs with these people, man. This is crazy. This is sad, man.
I don't know. Pops, everybody.
See this, right? No immediate family, nowhere in sight. Crazy work, y'all. And what I find even more crazier, like I said, man, over the past month, it's been this guy that used to be friends with Hulk Hogan, go by the name of Bubba the Love Sponge or some shit, right? Now he's been releasing vital information that Hulk Hogan wasn't doing too well. Everybody thought he was trolling because him and Hulk Hogan went through a situation, all right, some years back. And everybody thought that he was trolling Hulk Hogan. Everybody thought it was a joke. Everybody thought it was a game. When everybody should have knew that Bubba, the love sponge, everything that that man was saying, all right, he was telling the truth on because he is aligned with people in that inner circle. He said people that worked at the hospital that had got in contact with him. It was telling him what was going on with Hogan. They did such a strategic job, y'all, keeping this covered up. It's crazy. It's crazy. The great lengths that they went to transfer Hulk back and forth to the hospital and from the hospital, to the hospital and from the hospital. Like I said, y'all, listen, after the neck surgery in May now, after the neck surgery in May, Hogan has been back to more implant hospital, all right, at least 7 to 8 times. At least 7 to 8 times. Shout out everybody up in here, man. At least 7 to 8 times. And that's why I said what I said about that 911 call. How we know that 911 call is exactly from yesterday. How we know that shit ain't from when? Last month sometime. How we know that goddamn video? As I strategically go a little bit further. How we know this goddamn video? How we know this goddamn video right here from yesterday? How we actually know that? How would we know? This could have been from last week or the other 6 or 7 times that he went back. Yeah, we on him. Shout out everybody up in here, man. Appreciate y'all. Niecy Bryant said she was his handler. Maybe because she came out of nowhere. She came out of nowhere. She came out of nowhere. She came out of nowhere, and now Hulk is no longer here with us. Not only is Hulk no longer here with us, y'all, all right, he sacrificed the relationship with his daughter and everything for this marriage, all right, and you will expect when Hulk Hogan's sick, he married this goddamn woman, right? So when you marry someone, right, if you can't speak, who the hell do you expect to be your voice? Hit the like button. Shout out everybody up in here. All right, let's make real life matters, make real life sense. When you walk down the aisle, all right, and take the oath before God and marry someone through sickness and health, to death do y'all part. If you're not able to speak, what do you expect your other half to do for you? You expect your other half to do all the things for you that you're not able to do, and vice versa. Meaning, if Hogan was sick and on his deathbed and couldn't talk and couldn't speak, I'm quite sure he wanted people to know that he was fucked up. I'm quite sure he wanted his family to know that he was fucked up. You see, y'all, this is why they took his voice. This is why they stripped Hogan's voice. They stripped Hogan's voice. They said they put a goddamn trait in Hogan's throat, man. Stop him from speaking. And like I said, man, if your husband can't speak, all right, and he lost his voice, why you ain't genuinely speaking for him? Why you ain't genuinely letting his kids know? If he was on his deathbed, he already was brain dead. Why the hell did y'all need to put a trach in his throat as I strategically start dismantling this shit? They said that Hulk was already brain dead when he woke up from the neck surgery. You know that, right? They said he was brain dead when he woke up from the neck surgery. And like I said, if he was brain dead when he woke up from the neck surgery, why the fuck was he released and get the okay to go home? And not only that, why was a trait put in his throat a couple of weeks ago if he's brain dead? Don't tell me it's for him to breathe fresh air. Like we don't know he got oxygen tanks and shit. You see what I'm saying? So if he brain dead, that means he's not able to speak anyway, right? So why strip his voice? Why strip his voice? Just in case some type of fucking miracle happened, right? And he come about that shit and start talking to something, right? Right. And like I said, man, ain't no telling, man. Ain't no telling. Shout out everybody up in here, man. Man, anybody got any questions, man? What y'all think about what I've been breaking down so far, man? All right, this is only the first quarter. What y'all think about the first quarter of the situation that I've been breaking down? All right, because none of it makes any sense. Not to mention, y'all, okay, like I said, man, who is America at war with? As I strategically get vital. Who is America supposed to be at war with? Iran, right? And when did Hulkamania start running wild. Hit the like button. Watch me strategically break this shit down. Who is America at war with right now? Iran and all them, right? And when Hulkamania kicked off, it was Hulk Hogan defeating who? Sergeant Slaughter, who was from where? And was representing what? And Hulk Hogan was representing what? Hit the like button. Shout out everybody up in here. Remember the Iron Sheik, right? Remember in Madison Square Garden? You see, this is when Hulkamania first kicked off. You see, like all of this has a lot of symbolic energy to it as well, y'all. All right. That's why I said this was done very strategic. Not only was it done very strategic, all right, it also was a way to humiliate him as well, as we see. All the racist things started hitting the fan right away. So check this out, right? Okay, it was him right here. Hit the like button as I strategically break this shit down. Let me show y'all how deep this shit is, man. See that, right? Iran, right? You see, when Hulk Hogan first won the WWF title, when Hulkamania was first kicked off, it was when Hulk Hogan was representing America. And he was going against this heel right here, the Iron Sheik, that was a representation of Iran, right? And at the time, when the situation happened in real life now, all right, Iranians had kidnapped like 20 or something soldiers or some shit like that. 20 or something American soldiers, y'all. This is real life. When this situation was being scripted in the wrestling ring, all right, it was real shit going on outside the wrestling ring with these politics, just like it is now. Okay, so when they scripted this Hulk Hogan Iron Sheik situation, all right, it was really America was being held hostage by Iran. These Americans, it was like 20 Americans or something like that, and it was all over the news and shit like that. So Vince McMahon and WWE decided, all right, to incorporate that into their script and use Hulk Hogan like he was representing and fighting America. You know what I'm saying? And how he was the good guy representing America and how he was going to take Iran down and everything Iran stands for. You see what I'm saying? So this shit is very deep. Not only is it very deep, we just seen Hulk Hogan just campaign for Donald Trump, right? Right? And not only did he campaign for Donald Trump, what's going on over there in Iran and shit with Trump and all them other motherfuckers and all this war and shit that's going on. So this has a lot of symbolic energy to it as well. A lot of people never paid that any mind, but this is when Hulkamania started. Okay, so is this a sign of them saying, this is it for America? America is also going down because, like I said, I done mentioned it a few times on this channel. Now, I mean that allegedly something big, all right, and drastic is coming to the American land. Something big and drastic is coming to the United States, all right? And could this be also a sign, symbolically, right in our face? letting us know that Hulk Hogan, who actually stood for the real American, I am a real American, strategic drop. You know what I'm saying? Strategic drop. Could this be, all right, a symbolic symbolism of what's to come? Are we about to witness the fall of America? Is this what they is this what they putting in our face? Because, like I said, man, it has been pre-programmed nonstop at a rapid rate here lately. And I have been talking about it on my last few lives that, you know what I mean, something big is coming to America. And right out the blue, in the middle of this American war with Iran and all the political politics that's going on, all right, Hulk Hogan takes the fall in front of the world, all right, in the middle of this war with America and Iran. When Hulkamania first kicked off, when he defeated the Iron Sheik as he represented Iran. Not only that, WrestleMania 7, all right, it was Hulk Hogan. They did another similar script as I strategically, okay, break some more shit down. WrestleMania 7. Shout out everybody up in here. I appreciate you, man. Like, share, subscribe. All right. WrestleMania 7. They chose to incorporate another script into what was going on outside of the ring, what was going on in Saudi Arabia and things like that back in what was the name of that war? The dang, I forgot the exact name of the war back in the 90s, but I think it was the Gulf War. There it is. It was the Gulf War, right? They incorporated Hulk Hogan. Check it out now. All right. Hulk Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter at WrestleMania 7. All right. And this was, check it out. America, check, bro. This was the real thing here, man. All right. This how it was themed. It was the whole thing of WrestleMania. Hulk Hogan was representing the red, white, and blue, like he always do, and they incorporated the script because America was going to war in real life with that Gulf War, Saudi Arabia situation, and they incorporated Sergeant Slaughter like he was from Saudi Arabia, and they put the belt on Slaughter, and we all know how the ending go. Know what I mean? Hulk Hogan, he come in, know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, you know the rest, the American hero story. So we see that we're in a real life war with Iran, and we see the American hero, okay, Hulk Hogan, fall right before our eyes, right? In front of the world at a time where America, all right, is very vulnerable to also fall victim to who? The hands of who? These Iranis, yo. All right, so yo, this shit ain't too far fetched at all, man. Shout out everybody up in here. I'm telling you, I'm on my shit. I'm on it. Shout out everybody up in here. Listen, man, a lot of this shit is so deep, I can't even really explain it and go into it like I really prefer to do. And I'm gonna give y'all all the dots, and y'all know the rest. Y'all know the rest. Y'all know the rest. Now, we're going to go back to some more what? Symbolic. I mean, symbology. All right, because like I said, they love symbolism. They love to do this shit with what? Symbolism. Now, for the ones who don't know, we know Hulk Hogan's first movie, he made his first appearance was in Rocky 3, right? Hogan's first appearance was in Rocky 3, right? That's where everybody know Hogan from. His first appearance in the Rocky 3 movie, right? Shout out everybody up in here. But the thing is, right? Hogan's first solo movie, okay, was they already scripting and pre-programming, okay, what was yet to come. Because, like I said, Hogan's first solo movie, right, was No Holds Barred. And he plays a character in No Holds Barred, right, that goes by the name Rip. Okay? He goes by the name Rip. And when you see this character that goes by the name Rip, all right, you actually see, okay, the RIP on Hogan's headband and all throughout his shirt through the whole movie. Okay? Even though the slogan was saying rip him, but now that he dead, it only makes real life matters make real life sense, as it is actually saying RIP him. So this was the first character in the first solo movie that Hogan ever played in when he was going up against, you know, that character Zeus that everybody know from Friday as Debo. But this was the first character he played that go by the name Rick. And as we see, I guess they were saying that, okay, because he rips his shirt off, so we're going to name him Rick. You know what I mean? Out of all the names that they could have named Hogan in this movie, why out of all the names they could have named Hogan in this movie, why was it Rick? Why was it Ripper? Why was it Rip? R.I.P. R.I.P. Hogan, right? Not to mention, all right, when Hogan faked that injury with the Undertaker at the Survivor Series, when Ric Flair put the chair under the Undertaker when he had Hogan up for the tombstone. We all know Undertaker got that pin at that pay-per-view event too, and that shocked everybody. And Hogan faked the injury when he lost the title. He said the Undertaker didn't hold him correctly when he went down for the tombstone and shit, and his neck was fucked up or something like that. But what I'm trying to say is, okay, we know that the Undertaker also go by the dead man. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. and shit like that. You know what I mean? So that's why I also decided to align that as well, man. Shout out everybody up in here, man. Did you see Beyonce singing the Star Spangled Banner? They say her mask was a death to America ritual. Yup. Okay. Hulk Hogan's death is the death to America. Hulk Hogan's death is death to America as well. Hulk Hogan's death is also symbolic symbolism of death to America. Okay? Listen, Obama ain't make that damn movie for nothing. when them Iranians was dropping all them flyers out the goddamn planes and shit like that. And what them flyers say, death to America and shit, right? You see? Yup, yup. It's crazy, man. Malcolm Jamal Warner. Yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. There's some shit going on with all three of these individuals that lost their life this week. Malcolm, Ozzy, and Hulk. Now, like I said, check it out. The whole time Hulk, this is the shit I don't like. This is the shit I don't like. If you know a motherfucker is on their deathbed, bro, brain dead, can't speak, on hospice, got a pamper on his ass and all this shit, bro. Why are you still posting on his page like everything is okay? All right, and everybody knew it wasn't okay. Okay, everybody knew it wasn't okay. Okay, and you knew when I knew. Not only when Hogan supporters and fans went on Sky IG and aired her ass out. They was airing her ass out. She had to say something, which was a lie. But when Eric Bischoff showed up on Good Morning America to promote this show and Hulk, I knew y'all when Eric Bischoff didn't show up on Good Morning America with Hulk Hogan. Eric Bischoff showed up to promote this show, and Hulk Hogan wasn't nowhere in sight. And this is his new show that Hogan just filmed this season. Eric Bischoff never said a thing, and you could tell by his energy on Good Morning America, man, that something was up. Something was up. Because I said, how, check it out. I said, how can you be promoting a Hulk Hogan show without Hulk Hogan? It ain't make no sense at all. Shout out everybody up in here, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. Okay. Um, like I said, something else that sticks out to me is how the helicopters, okay? They had the helicopters and everything up in the air already now, okay? They had the helicopters and everything ready to go. Like this was already a pre-planned event. Check it out now. All right. They already had the helicopters ready to go. To catch all this. Okay. As many times. See that, right? They already had the helicopters up in the air waiting to get this coverage. And like I said, y'all, I believe I believe Hulk was dead before yesterday. I believe he was dead before yesterday, y'all. I don't think he died yesterday. I don't think he died. I don't think he died yesterday because that's when they told us or that's when they announced it. Just like I don't believe that 911 call came from yesterday because, like I said, man, all right, it's been multiple 911 calls made to Hogan's residence since Hogan got cleared to go home straight from hospice, going back and forth to the hospital ever since he been released. Ever since he been released, I do not believe that 911 call was from yesterday. And look at this. Let me show you something here. Look at this guy here, right? Let me see something.
And you can't wait to see. And we're coming to get you.
Eric Bischoff is Chief Media Officer for Real American Freestyle. He has a long history in the wrestling business with his good friend Hulk Hogan. You know, what are your thoughts? Obviously, this is still a big shock for you and for all those close to him.
You know, Martha, I'm in shock. It still hasn't really set in. I learned this morning about Hulk's passing, ironically, while watching Fox News. I'm in Las Vegas and scheduled to shoot some interviews here with some of our wrestlers from Real American Freestyle. And I got a text to let me know something was going on. And 5 minutes later, I was in my room and I'm watching Fox News and got the news. And I've literally been on the phone or responding to texts and emails ever since. It hasn't truly sunk in yet.
You know, as someone who knew him well, and I know you said that you decided to go see him just a couple of weeks ago and spend some time with him. What do you want people to understand about?
Okay, hit the like. Strategic drop. He went and seen Hulk Hogan win. Hit the like button, y'all. He went and seen Hulk Hogan 2 weeks ago. Y'all hear this, right? 2 weeks ago. He was at Hogan's house. But you heard what he just said? He said that he was shocked when he heard of the news that Hogan passed. How the hell was you shocked when you just was at his house 2 weeks ago? You knew his goddamn condition? What the hell he talking about? But let's listen. All right, you can look in his face and tell that he already knew. Like I said, he was one of the last people to do business with Hulk Hogan. Now we all know a dead entertainer is worth more what? Dead, right? Now we know how much Hulk Hogan generated when he was living. Do you know what he's generating now? And anybody that had any type of business dealings with him, all right, revenue is going sky high right now. Like Eric Bischoff, all right, he just did this wrestling show with Hulk Hogan. All right, Hulk Hogan ain't even going to live to see the damn show. All right, it's already filmed. It's already been filmed, yo. All right, Real American Freestyle Wrestling. And Eric Bischoff was the co-host or some shit like that. And it was scheduled to premiere August 30th. Meaning, when this was being filmed back in January, February, March, and April, right before Hogan went into his surgery, he was completely healthy, right? Right. Can you imagine the numbers on this show now, y'all? That Hulk Hogan is dead. The last thing Hulk Hogan did and appeared on was this Real American Freestyle Wrestling. The ratings are going to go through the goddamn roof. The ratings are going to go through the goddamn roof. Shout out everybody up in here. Casey said, sounds like he was trying to shore up funds. Look, him and Hulk Hogan has been tied in together for a long time on the back end. Ever since the WCW days. Him and Hulk Hogan is the reason ain't no more WCW. Gave Hulk Hogan too much power. And we know what happened when you give a man too much power. Too much power ain't too good for you. Too much power ain't too good for nobody. Okay, but I find it very odd and very strange that this man went to go see him 2 weeks ago.
The man.
You know, that's one of the things that's most important to me now, I guess, at this point, is I feel like I knew Terry Bollea. Terry Bollea was different than Hulk Hogan. Terry Bollea, the man, was kind. He was generous to a fault. He was loyal. He just had a big heart. And until you got to know Terry Bollea, you were overwhelmed with the character Hulk Hogan. And that was his life. But he really was one of the kindest, most generous people that I've ever met.
My next guest recently launched the Real American Freestyle Wrestling.
You hear that, right? He don't sound too damn shocked, do he, y'all? Did he sound shocked? Did he sound like, did he look like he was all hurt and confused? You know, somebody that's supposed to be your best friend and an icon like Hulk Hogan, and y'all just did this show. You see what I'm saying? Look, y'all, this was on Hulk Hogan's. Excuse me, y'all see the synchronicity, right? The Real American Wrestling. But anyway, this was April 28th, right after they filmed the season. All right, and Eric Bischoff said he just seen Hogan 2 weeks ago. So if you was all shocked like everybody else was shocked, do you look shocked? A person that's shocked, someone that's hurt, you can't even do an interview. Did y'all see Ric Flair? When they interviewed Ric Flair, right after that shit happened, Ric Flair couldn't even keep it together. Ric Flair couldn't even keep it together, y'all. Ric Flair was crying his ass off like a kid that couldn't get no candy in a candy store. Ric Flair was crying his ass off like he was hurt. What do we see with Eric?
In the wrestling business with his good friend Hulk Hogan. What are your thoughts? Obviously, this is still a big shock for you and for all those close to him.
Martha, I'm in shock.
He's lying. He ain't in no damn shock. He knew it was going down, especially if you just told us that you just went and seen him 2 weeks ago. And 2 weeks ago is when they put the goddamn trait in his throat. What makes me think, why did they put the trait in Hogan's throat? We hot, man. Double tap the screen. They keep fucking with my audio. Double tap the screen so we can get the information out, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. 2 weeks ago, Eric Bischoff just admitted out his mouth that he went to go visit Hulk Hogan at his home. All right, and it was just 3 weeks ago, Hogan miraculously loses his voice and get this trait put in his throat. So you claim that you went and seen Hogan 2 weeks ago. You would have known that he was in bad shape. It wouldn't have been a surprise to you at all, right? Right. So why are you telling everybody that it is a surprise to you when we can clearly see it's not a surprise to you at all, Eric? It's not a surprise to you at all. It's not a surprise to Eric at all. And like I said, y'all, it's the reason why they stripped Hogan's voice. You see, because they knew Hogan ain't trust that lady like that. All right. So they knew they had to strip Hogan's voice and take it all away. So if anything was going on and he wound up coming back into the right state of mind, that he wasn't able to speak or talk or anything, even to individuals that come and visit him. Because if Eric said that he went and visit Hulk, okay, so did he have the trach in his throat after or before? Crazy work, y'all. Crazy, crazy work. Crazy work. And like I said, man, you know, a lot of people they talking about that racist remark that he said out of his mouth. And the people that's upset is the stupidest motherfuckers about it when they call their own peoples niggas as well. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, for everyone to claim that Hulk don't like black people, okay? Not that he said some shit out of his mouth. They're claiming he don't like black people, period, at all. All right? If he didn't like black people, period, at all, it would have never been none of this right here. Ever. 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 All right? You know how many people was on TV that Hulk Hogan could have choose from? Mr. T wasn't all that big of a goddamn star. You know how many people Hulk Hogan could have went and got? But he don't like black people. He don't like the black culture, right? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. If he ain't like black people, he ain't like the black culture. He would have never had Mr. T as a tag team partner in the first WrestleMania. Oh, not to mention, Hulk Hogan has the star ring on as well, something I never took any notice to. He's wearing a star ring. Shout out Jazzy. Shout out everybody up in here, man. Why would she say Hogan's heart was strong if his heart was weak? His brain was weak. He couldn't talk. This shit was going around for a month and they were denying it. She was denying it. I'm also hearing that, you know what I'm saying? A couple people were denied entry into Hulk Hogan's estate. You know, Hulk Hogan's estate is very vulnerable right now. His estate is at risk right now, y'all. Hulk Hogan's estate is at risk right now. Not to mention, Hulk Hogan's immediate family haven't been around him, all right, in years. Years. The only one who been around him and know everything that's going on, the only one that's around him that would give the go for Hulk Hogan to be released from the hospital in that type of condition was her. All right, she know all the ins and outs and everything that's going on. Everything that's going on. Okay. Um, a lot of people have no idea. Okay. This is also not only the fall of allegedly America and Hulk Hogan, but also the fall of Vince McMahon. All right, because it's been rumored that Vince McMahon ain't doing too goddamn good. And he ain't himself either. And he only made motherfucker 2 public appearances, all right, in 2 years or something like that. And it's been said that he's been real sick and he's been real ill, but not to mention you know, Vince McMahon had got caught up in that sex scandal shit, right? All right. And it was right after that sex scandal shit has came out because they have been protecting Vince McMahon for a long time. All right. The powers that be, allegedly, has been protecting Vince McMahon and his wrongdoings for a long time, just like they was protecting P. Diddy and the Weinsteins and all them, Abercrombie and all them, and Fitch and all them, right? They've been protecting Vince McMahon and Pat Patterson and all them for many, many years. And for the ones who don't know, look up on the WWF, the Ring Boy scandal and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, all right, with this big sex scandal that came out with Vince McMahon, it was right after that that Vince McMahon company was snatched from him. You know that, right? You see, everybody think that Vince McMahon went in and partnered with this TKO group that's also partnered with UFC. No, it did not happen like that. They took that shit from Vince McMahon. All right, in order for Vince McMahon not to go to jail or face an image destruction, he had to give that company up. He had to give that company up. And as we see, all that shit that came out with Vince McMahon, the same thing with P. Diddy and the Weinstein, the shit that Vince McMahon and the motherfuckers was doing, all right, is way worse, bro. All right, now they can put a RICO out on the WWF right now. The feds could put a whole RICO out on the WWF and damn near everybody involved. Behind the scenes and everything. Everybody down to Triple H and everybody. But it's a reason, allegedly, why they're being protected, because the WWE is a global billion-dollar business. We're talking about the WWE makes more than the NFL, NBA, NHL, all those sports combined. WWE gross more than all those sports combined. And these are facts. And it wasn't until this sex scandal situation came out that they said that, check it out. Look, this is, check it out. All right, now, we know this McMahon would never partner with UFC. If y'all are diehard WWE fans and y'all been following WWE and y'all know the real stomp, step, and stand traditional ways of Vince McMahon, y'all know he would have never partnered with no motherfucking UFC, and he would have never partnered with no motherfucking Netflix either. It wasn't until after they got Vince McMahon out the way because of the sex scandal shit, they was able to have the leverage on him. All right. Which ultimately he lost control of the company. He don't have control. He don't have full control of the company anymore. Vince McMahon, that is. And this is why the WWE network was stripped. Then he merged with Peacock. And then, not to mention, y'all, all right, they just did a deal with Netflix. That was the last appearance that Hulk Hogan made. A few months ago, WWE just signed on with Netflix, right? So Hulk Hogan came out there, you know what I mean, to add a little bit more promotion to the shit. Well, things ain't go exactly as planned, like Hulk Hogan thought it was going to go. All right, they booed Hulk Hogan ass out the building. He was booed out the building. All right, for him to come in with that yellow and red, that red and yellow, to get booed, the way he got booed, something that never happened, that shocked a lot of people and it shocked him. But that was also the same night that that shit happened on Netflix. That was the last night we seen Hogan when the whole wrestling world and the whole America booed him. They was online trashing them out, talking hella shit about him and everything. But like I said, let's get back to the surface. This man was in a league of his own. Shout out everybody coming up in here, man. All the new people, all the new subscribers, like, share, subscribe. Come over here and be a fire starter, hawker, walker, or stalker, man. If you contribute to the Cash App or the PayPal, I appreciate you, man. Shout out to the donation. Appreciate you a lot, man. All right. Now, we all know this man is in a league of his own, right? There's no way he would have partnered, like I said, with no UFC. No way this man would have partnered with UFC. Let me tell you how I know for a fact that this man ain't this man, and something is going on with this man too. All right, have y'all seen how this man looked lately? You see how Vista Man and Linda Hogan look here lately? Not only that, did you see the AI statement that was given that they say that this man gave this farewell statement and sent his condolences to Hulk Hogan, but you could tell that it's an AI statement. You could tell that they put it in chat GPT or some shit. All right, and AI made the statement for him. Shout out the whole nation, man. I found that very odd and strange. You know what I mean? As close as Hogan and Vince were, as much as Hogan did for that company, you you would have thought that the post or the tribute or the wording would have been extended a little more, as y'all see. All right, see this shit, right? You can tell this some chat GPT shit. You can tell this ain't come from Vince McMahon. You can tell the world lost a treasure today. Hulk Hogan was the greatest WWE superstar of all time. Someone who was loved and admired around the world. He was a trailblazer, the first performer who transitioned from being a wrestling star into global phenomenon. You see this, right? You can tell that this is chat GPT shit. This ain't come from a person that actually, know what I mean, wrote this post that actually had a genuine relationship with Hulk Hogan. You can tell by how it's written and by the words that's being used. His grit and unbridled thirst for success were unparalleled and made him the consummate performer. He gave everything he had to the audience, whom he appreciated, respected, and loved. You see this? He leaves with us one of his favorite expressions: train, take your vitamins, and say your prayers. Today, we pray for him. Chat GPT, not Vince McMahon, but they're saying Vince McMahon gave this statement. When Vince McMahon haven't gave a statement in fucking years. Shout out everybody up in here. Like, share, subscribe. Hogan prevented wrestlers from forming a union. He's a scab in the racing. Unfortunately, I wish it was cool, but I don't condone racism from anyone. Hogan prevented wrestlers from forming a union. Is it a union formed now for the wrestlers? If it was for Hogan, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of wrestlers wouldn't be able to do the things that they're doing now. A lot of people need to give a lot more credit to Hogan. You see, a lot of people that was complaining about Hogan wouldn't form a union and all that was the motherfuckers from back in the day that was jealous of Hulk Hogan's success and how much success and impact he done had. You see what I'm saying? But he done paved the way right now for every wrestler to he done paved the way for every wrestler to brand themselves, endorsements and everything. John Cena need to be thanking Hulk Hogan. Steve Austin need to be thanking Hulk Hogan. The Rock need to be thanking Hulk Hogan. Football players need to be thanking Hulk Hogan. Basketball players need to be thanking Hulk Hogan. Before there was Michael Jordan, there was Hulk Hogan. Remember who started the branding of your individual self? Hulk Hogan paved the way for all that. The reason why LeBron is the superstar he is because Hulk Hogan paved the way for that. The first person to have merchandise, the first person to do branding, the first wrestler to play in a movie. First wrestler on a cereal box, vitamins, you name it. You name it. The reason why Roman Reigns, as big as he is today, is because of the likes of Hulkamania. Hulkamania paved the way for the tribal chief. Hulkamania paved the way for all the millions and millions of the Rock's fans. Hulkamania paved the way because that's the bottom line. Because Stone Cold said so. You had to brand your catchphrases and shit. Hulk Hogan paved the way for all that. Branding your catchphrases, incorporating your branding. Yo, it would never be another like Hulk Hogan. Shout out Apex, man. Shout out Apex. You know, but the level of sports entertainment wouldn't be where it's at right now if it wasn't for Hulkamania. The level of sports entertainment. Listen, sports entertainment is so popular. You got YouTube's content creators trying to what? Script plays and shit, right? Like entertainment and scripted entertainment. People love scripted entertainment, and it shows. And Hogan paved the way for all of that. Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan was the vote was the most viewed wrestling match ever in history. 33 million people was viewing that wrestling match between Hulk Hogan and the Giant. And the storyline and the script was, okay, a superhero that's going to take down a larger than life giant. You know what I'm saying? It was the perfect script. And it worked. It worked so well that Hulk Hogan headlined. Okay. The first 8 WrestleManias. The first 8 WrestleManias. Shout out everybody up in here. We would before there was a Jordan sneaker, before there was Air Jordan and his branding, Hulkamania. Hulkamania, man, set off a light bulb throughout the whole entertainment industry, sports and everything. Set off a whole light bulb and drawed billions of dollars and paved the way for other wrestlers, football players, singers, actors, and entertainers, all right, to do the same thing. Without Hulkamania, it won't be a Michael Jackson Pepsi commercial. Hit the like button. I said it. I said it. It wasn't until Hulkamania. Then Michael Jackson endorsement deals started coming. It wasn't until Hulkamania. Then the Michael Jackson endorsement deals with Pepsi and all that shit started. Without Hulkamania, there is possibly no Michael Jackson Pepsi connection or branding. That never would have happened without Hulkamania. Hulk Hogan and Hulkamania was just as big as Michael Jackson, yo, if not bigger. Without Hulkamania, we get no Michael Jackson, no Pepsi commercials. We get none of that branding from singers, actors, and entertainers and athletes. We get none of that branding. He was the first for a lot. He was the first for a lot. Okay, now you think let's let's really use our logic sense here. You think of, like I said, a man that was really a person that didn't like black people, couldn't stand black people at the prime of his career, at the pinnacle of Hulkamania, running wild. He gonna have a nigga standing right there in the spotlight with him. Make it make sense. Just because he said out of his mouth, and it might have shocked the shit out of him. Oh damn, I don't want my daughter marrying no nigga. I just like we come from the environment that we come from. And our daughter and son come home, talk about that. They about to marry a white person. Who knows what might come out of our mouth with all this racist shit that's going on with the white on black crime and shit. Right? You sure you want to marry that white motherfucker? You sure? You damn right. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna say it. And I'm quite sure everybody else in this chat are saying it too. That don't mean that you dislike them. That mean that you mistreat them. That don't mean that you crazy. That shit crazy, bro. Let me tell you how crazy it is. Like I said, 10 years to the day that shit got released. That he said that shit, that he didn't want his daughter marrying a nigga. 10 years to the day that he died. But even though that came out 10 years ago, it was recorded 8 years prior to that. That shit was recorded back in 2007, y'all. That was recorded around 2007, around the time when Brooke Hogan was filming her Brooke Knows Best show. Hit the like button. That's where that conversation came from, along those lines up in there. That's where that conversation came from. And we know around that time when Brooke was trying to be a singer, right? And she had her show, Brooke Knows Best. And she was going around to all these different producers and shit. She even went to go see Scott Storch and shit like that. Okay, so she was dealing with a lot of black people and people of the culture because she was trying to get a deal. But come to find out, she was messing with one of the producer sons or something like that. I don't know. Okay, but that situation, that recording came out in 2015, but it was recorded in 2007, which proves, all right, motherfuckers was strategically holding shit, using it against you. Listen, this is what happens when you in this element of entertainment. We see it happen to the best of them, not only in our culture, in their culture too. It just happened a little bit differently. Shout out everybody up in here, man. Everybody know how WWE is about their content. You know what I'm saying? You play some of their content, they'll shut your page down or shadow ban the video or blocking and shit like that. So that's why I'm doing a lot of talking, a lot of still shots and things like this on this particular live because of the issues that WWE has with people showing their content. But yeah, man, there's so much that I could talk about. And I ain't finished yet either. I'm gonna come back later on and talk about some more. See something here. Shout out everybody here, man. Like, I'm not the only one that sees some weirdness and a whole lot of symbolism. You know, it's it's all over the place, man. It's all over the place, man. I'm talking about it's all over, man. See something here. See something here.
I've said that with Ozzy, and we recapped it several times. You'll hear about it if there's something worth mentioning one way or another. So anyways, back to the Pope. The new Pope, Pope Leo, his birthday September 14th, and Hulk Hogan is dead 52 days before his birthday. His real name, Terry Bollea, equals 52. WWF 52. NWO 52. And Pope 52. And like we talked about earlier, we're going to talk more about the Royal Rumble. But remember, Royal Rumble also had that 52. And including the end date, he's dead 53 days before the Pope's birthday. Wrestling equals 53. He's dead 7 weeks and 4 days before the Pope's birthday. For your 74, his full name, Terry Gene Bollea, 74 kill.
Watch this shit. He starts syncing up, y'all. It's gonna blow y'all away. This what right here. This shit right here made me go deep into my research as well.
74. Wrestling 46, sacrifice 46, Catholic 46, since we're making the Catholic connection. And don't forget, Catholic is also 71, and he's dead at 71. So back to his show. He had a show called Hogan Knows Best, which equals 205. He's dead on day number 205 of the year. How about that? That's definitely a key point. Yep, Bones, I mentioned the 62, and we're going to talk more about the 62 later with the Donald Trump connection. Also in the news today, Starlink outage across the U.S. as some users report total blackout today. Starlink outage 205 on day number 205 of the year. Hogan Knows Best 205. So the first episode of Hogan Knows Best came out on July 10th, 2005. That was 20 years ago. And he was inducted into the Hall of Fame 20 years ago. Death, 20. His last name, Bollea, 20. And Hulk, 20. The last episode of Hogan
That's why I said, man, these numbers align, man. Hulk was murdered.
Knows Best was October 21st, 2007. That was 17 years ago. And today is 17 days from the anniversary of his first match. Kill equals 17. Mason equals 17. Remember, Ozzy died 17 days after his last show. So Hulk Hogan died right down the road from me in Clearwater, about 30 minutes away, not even. But anyways, Clearwater equals 43. Hulk Hogan, 43. Florida is 43. He died in Clearwater, Florida, right? So Hulk Hogan, 43. Clearwater, 43. Florida, 43. Killing, 43. Freemasons, 43. Masonic, 43. There were 43 episodes of Hogan Knows Best.
That's crazy.
He was also in the movie Rocky 3, which came out 43 years ago. And back to Vince McMahon. He's also dead 4 weeks and 3 days before Vince McMahon's birthday. So that's a lot of 43s. The first episode of Hogan Knows Best came out July 10th. So he's dead 14 days from the anniversary of the first episode. Dead 14, WCW 14.
Not to mention, y'all, Hulk Hogan also had a birthday coming up. All right. Hulk Hogan had a birthday coming up in approximately, 14 days. 14 or 15 days. Crazy work.
And the final episode was on October 21st. He's dead 90 days from the anniversary of the final episode of Hogan Knows Best, and Hogan equals 90.
Mm-hmm.
Not including the end date, he's dead 18 days before his birthday, and including the end date, he's dead 18 days from the anniversary of his first match. And they say Hulk Hogan and his wife were baptized 18 months before his death, and Hogan equals 18, which is 6 plus 6 plus 6, right?
Mm.
So the most recent WrestleMania it started on April 19th, not including the end date. He's dead 96 days after WrestleMania. Wrestler, 96. Cardiac arrest, 96. Freemason, 96. And the winner of the most recent WrestleMania was John Cena, which had...
Yeah. For the ones who don't believe them numbers, man, all you gotta do is somebody asks you your age, but you don't believe in numbers. Somebody asks how old you are. What you gonna say? You gonna say a number, right? Little dude, we know, all right. Our age is also a ritual. You know that, right? We ain't supposed to have no birthdays or any of that. We ain't supposed to be going off for no age and shit. We ain't supposed to be going off for no age. Who you think started and created all that bullshit? All right, the same motherfuckers who like to play with numbers and shit, right? This is why we got social security numbers and shit too, right? Strategic drop. It's only fucking real life matters that make real life sense. You see what I'm saying? Everybody has a number. Social security and their age. You know what I'm saying? So that goes to show you that, you know what I mean? Numbers are involved heavily and at a strategic rate. And I can't believe people still don't believe it and still deny it. But when a motherfucker asks you how old you are, you respond. You know what I'm saying? So the way they be syncing all this shit up, by the numbers is the same way that our life is synced up by the numbers. Strategic drop. When we want to go for a credit check, what they go by? The goddamn numbers, right? When they want to know our address, what they go by? The goddamn numbers, right? Shall I keep on going? Huh? When they want to know the price, what they go by? The goddamn numbers, right? Right? When you clock in on that time sheet for work, what them hours go by? The goddamn numbers, right? And when you get paid, what you go by? The goddamn numbers, right? Right. Exactly my point. And numbers are involved in everything we do. Numbers are involved in everything we do, no matter what it is. Numbers are involved, some shape, form, or fashion. Shout out everybody up in here, man.
As the 146 and the 38, like Hulk Hogan, is 146 and 38. And check this out, including the end date, he's dead 97 days after the most recent WrestleMania started. Look at this, Hulk Hogan, 97. Dead 97 days after WrestleMania. What are the odds? And death, 97.
And when they go by, when we're born and when we die, what they go by? The numbers. On our obituary, sunrise or sunset, it had what? The date, the day, the year. It had a time of the service and everything. Everything is done by the numbers. No matter how you look at it, everything is done by the numbers, man.
Let me look something up real quick. Okay. We're good. Never mind. So Hulk Hogan made his debut match for the WWF on November 17th, 1979. So today is 116 days from his anniversary with the WWF. Wrestling is 116. And he was with the wrestling group NWO, which formed July 7th, 96. That was 29 years ago. NWO equals 29. Now back to Royal Rumble. Remember I said...
You see that, right? Hulk Hogan equals 38. Murder equals 38. Florida 38. Killing 38. Death 38. Murder by the numbers. That's all day long. Look how this shit syncing up. This shit crazy. Like these numbers were so accurate, it blew me. I don't think I seen a gematria sync up the way Hulk Hogan shit is, yo. I'm telling you, watch this, yo. Now, like I said, you ain't gotta believe in it, okay? But everything ain't by no goddamn coincidence, right? That's all I'm saying.
We would talk about this again. Remember, Terry Bollea equals Royal Rumble, right? So the most recent Royal Rumble, which again was in Indianapolis, which had that 201, which is the number we started with. But the most recent Royal Rumble, it was the 38th annual Royal Rumble. 38, right? Look at this. Hulk Hogan, 38. Murder 38, dead in Florida 38, killing 38, death 38. We've been talking about 38 all week. But anyways, here's the big point, right? If the 38s weren't enough, remember the murder by numbers movie poster? The E is changed to a 3, the B is changed to an 8. Here, let me pull it up real quick.
Oh shit. Look, I just said it. There you go right there. He said the same thing I just said. See? Only make fucking sense. There
We
you
talked
go.
about the 38 with Malcolm Jamal Warner and with Ozzy.
Wow.
It's too much to recap everything. You'll have to go back. But if you can tell here, you see the murder by numbers movie poster? See how the E is changed to a 3 and the B is changed to an 8? That's because murder is 38. So yes, Hulk Hogan's got the 38, like murder, killing, death, died in Florida 38. And the most recent Royal Rumble was the 38th. Now, check this out. He's dead 174 days after the Royal Rumble. New World Order, 174. And that is the name of the group he was with, New World Order. How about that? And guys, please keep hitting that like button.
Right. New World Order, right? Now, check this out. Not only that, now, Hulk Hogan was entered into the WWE Hall of Fame twice, y'all. All right. He was entered as Hulk Hogan, the red and yellow, and back in 2020, during the pandemic, all right, he was also inducted in the Hall of Fame as the NWO Hulk Hogan. And we also know that in 2020, what took place in 2020? The infamous pandemic, right? And everybody is saying that that was the beginning of a what? New World Order, allegedly, right? So they waited until 2020 to put the NWO black and white Hulk Hogan into the Hall of Fame when he originally was put in the Hall of Fame as the original Hulk Hogan in 2005. Okay, so I'm just dropping some wrestling facts for the ones that are into it because, like I said, man, I know a lot of facts. I know a lot what's going on, and I just thought I'd just add that in there. So I find that very strategic because why would they wait until the middle of the pandemic? And we know WrestleMania, right? During the pandemic, they had night 1 and night 2. And it was what? The first time a WrestleMania ain't have a live crowd, right? And that was when they decided to induct the NWO, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the New World Order, into the WWE Hall of Fame when the world was going through a New World Order. You see what I'm saying? You peep the game, but what's the New World Order? The New World Order was for everybody to what? Wear a fucking mask, right? All right, so that was an order for us and for the whole world to do. And it was also a strategic, symbolic symbolism of what's yet to come with this new world order as a whole, right? Right. So I just thought I'd just add that in there. You know what I mean? Because I definitely know what it is and what it ain't. And I could break this shit down on all type of levels. Let's go, man. I appreciate everybody that's been supporting the stream, man. Know what I mean? I do. I appreciate everybody that's been here supporting the stream today. And man, it's hot in New Jersey today, bro. It's over 100 degrees. Wherever you at, man, if y'all getting summer weather, y'all try to stay cool, man. Y'all try to stay cool out there. But shout out to everybody that's up in here, man. I just wanted to run something by y'all. You know, I could continue because this is what I like to do, man. Like I don't even feel like going nowhere. I don't give a fuck if it's only two people in here, man. This the type of passion I got, man. And I ain't been in my office in a few weeks, man. I just been enjoying life and just taking a little break from some things. But it feel good to be here with y'all today, man. Anybody got any questions, man? Anybody want to join the show, yo? Anybody want to add they thoughts or anybody want to add anything or they experience? If they grew up in a household, you know what I mean? If they follow Hulk Hogan, was there any type of inspiration in your life? Anything you got to say about him, even if you dislike them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Everybody has their right to their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? You know? It's a lot of people that didn't care for Hulk Hogan, far as a lot of wrestlers didn't care for Hulk Hogan because he made a lot of business decisions that was best for him. And we knows when you're doing business and shit on a business level, you know what I mean? It's gonna be sometimes that you're gonna make decisions that your friends and shit might not like or they might not understand because they don't understand business. If you understand where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of decisions Hulk Hogan made that was going to be best for him and benefit him far as his business go. You know what I'm saying? And that's what anybody, know what I mean, try to do what's right for them and their business and their brand. Just like everybody trying to do right now. Just like you got McDonald's across the street and you got Wendy's across the street and Burger King across the street. And whatever Taco Bell or whatever Pizza Hut, right? And everybody doing their own thing, right? And everybody making the best business decision that's going to what benefit their business as an entirely as a whole. You have to understand some of these wrestlers that had a so-called problem with Hulk Hogan, they didn't have a brand behind them, really. You see what I'm saying? Like they didn't have a Hulkamania brand. You see what I'm saying? Like Hulk Hogan had to look out for him and his brand when you dealing with these type of corporate people. And they would never understand that because they ain't never sit at the tables or dealt with the type of corporate people that Hulk Hogan had to deal with early in his career, early in his prime. Wrestlers, man, wrestlers ain't start experiencing that shit till later on. Later on, a lot of people was hating on Hulk Hogan because he was getting all this special treatment, blah blah this and blah blah that, allegedly, you know. But shit, he was the star. The fuck you think? Every star get the motherfucking treatment. Y'all know how that go. With Jordan get, with Kobe get, with LeBron get. So what makes it different in the world of wrestling, in their world? The big star who draws all the people gets the what? The big branding deals and shit like that. Like, what the fuck? I don't think people understand, man. Look, yo, I had like I know for a fact it's a couple of people on YouTube that have reached out to me. And just because I support you or your channel or things like that, that don't mean that I will go into business with you. You see what I'm saying? That don't mean that I will make a decision, a business decision that I feel as though it's not going to benefit me or my brand, that I feel as though it's going to hurt my brand more than benefit my brand. So why would I take up that business practice? Why would I even fall for the trick bag? But just because of the friendship that you and that person got or whatever, you know, they think that, oh, you think you better than somebody? Oh, no, no, no. You see, when you making the business decision and the friendship decision, is two different things, man. And some people don't know how to separate the two. You know what I'm saying? Business, business, pleasure, pleasure. Never mix it, ever, ever. You know? What's up, NBC? What's good with you, man? What's good with you, yo? A lot of people was like, Hogan didn't want to get a lot of people over. And for the ones who don't know what over mean, okay, like he didn't want to pass the torch to nobody else. He ain't never want to lose or blah blah this and blah blah that. Let me tell you something, man. All that shit wasn't all Hulk Hogan either. Just because he had creative control. You see, that's what they make y'all think. Man, what y'all think the owner of the fucking business? What you think? Who else think? Who else y'all think making that decision as well about who's going to win and who's going to hold the title and who's doing what? Whoever's bringing in the most money, right? So they sit there and say, "Yeah, man, Hogan don't want to do it. He don't want to do it. He don't want to do it." But in real life, okay, it's the powers that be behind the scenes that really don't want to do it. They the ones who really don't want to do it, okay, because they wanted to drain Hogan. They wanted to drain Hogan. They knew as long as Hogan was the top guy in drawing and was driving and flying the goddamn plane, all the money was going to be made. And that means it was more money for Vince McMahon and WWE and more money for Ted Turner and WCW. But you see, they blame all that shit on Hulk Hogan, though. Of course they would, because he the face of the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? But we all know if Hogan didn't have the run that he did have in WWE, WWE wouldn't be what it is now. And if Hulk Hogan didn't have that run when he came in and flipped the script with the NWO, WCW wouldn't have been what it was either. Nobody never done that in the history. Started their career off as a super baby face, super good guy, then leave and go to another company and flip the switch as a bad guy and take that company to the top two. It never had been done and it never will be done again. It never will be done again. Yeah, man. So I just wanted to drop some wrestling facts, man. You know, I'm into this situation here a lot. Ever since the news broke, I've been following it. Actually, a couple weeks leading up to yesterday, like I said, I've been getting a few notifications and I've been seeing a few things online that they were saying that it was rumors going around that Hogan wasn't well and he wasn't doing good. And he was on his deathbed. Said he was on his deathbed, he's been on uh his deathbed for quite some time now. You know, this just didn't happen. Yesterday as a sudden cardiac arrest. You see now, now that she was lying all this time, now she's going to have to come out and tell the truth. Now they're going to have to come out and tell the truth. What was wrong with Hulk Hogan this whole time now? Now that he done passed, now when this investigation, so-called investigation, start, because it don't even look like they even going to try to investigate this, but I believe it's going to be a turn of events with this here, because she was the one who assured everyone that Hulk was fine and his heart was strong. But now that he died in the way that they brung him out of his home, like that, now we know that he wasn't fine the whole time. Because no one just suddenly just have a cardiac arrest. And like I said, there's no family there. All right. Brooks nowhere around. Nick's nowhere around. At a time like this is when Brooke and Nick should have been right by their dad's side, man. And like I said, man, I don't know what the fuck was going on. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, and three things for damn sure and for certain, man. Listen, it's a lot of explaining, it's a lot of questions, it's a lot of questions out there, yo. It's a lot of questions out there that needs to be answered. That's just not making no sense at all. No, no sense at all. Where was Brooke Hogan and Nick Hogan when Hogan was on his deathbed for the past 2 months? Yeah, man. So this is this has definitely rattled me. You know what I'm saying? And I just had to come here and speak on it, give my take, drop my strategic, vital info. You know, and I'm here, man. Brooke was saying he didn't have nothing to do with his grandkids and he would be cold in messages. It probably was his wife. Right, right. I believe it probably was. You see, Hulk Hogan is not too technology savvy. All right, he didn't even run his own Instagram and shit. All right. And that's proven because while he was on his deathbed, we seen that his Instagram was still being ran by somebody. Kept posting, kept posting, kept posting. When the word was out that Hulk wasn't doing too good. Anyway, but like I said, we all know Hulk Hogan ain't too technology savvy. Who knows? She probably had an app where though she get all the messages and shit, and yeah, she's responding to Hulk Hogan's messages, and they thinking that it's Hulk when it's really, you know what I mean, her. It wouldn't surprise me at all. And maybe the whole time while Hulk was down, okay, she seen the messages that people were sending. Like I said, people were sending, calling, and leaving voicemails. People that are very close to Hulk, and they wasn't getting no respond back. But what's so baffling to me, y'all, if these people wasn't getting no respond back, why nobody went over there and checked on them? And if they did, what stopped? Who stopped them? Who did they have in place to stop them from going inside and seeing Hogan and seeing him in that condition and in that predicament? You see what I'm saying? Because let's make real life matters make real life sense. If you're close to someone, right? You're always talking and always conversating, and all of a sudden you're trying to reach out to this person. You try to call them, you try to text them, not getting no response back. Okay, the only what logical thing in your mind to do will be what? Well, let me go by his house. Let me see what the hell going on. Right? That's only the real life logical thing to do. And what I'm saying is it had to come to that to somebody's mind. But okay, we're not getting nothing back from Hulk. We're not hearing anything. Let's go over here and check on him and see what the hell is going on. And like I said, y'all, okay, that's the part right there. Also, that's no, I mean those questions. It's just lingering. It's just not making sense. That question is just lingering out there. All right, and like I said, if y'all think that's too far fetched, okay. What about the son and daughter? Like I said, Hawk didn't just fall sick yesterday and die like they trying to make it out to be. They trying to make it out to be like Hulk Hogan was okay, and he was walking around and he was talking and he just went into cardiac arrest and dropped dead. and had a heart attack in his home. No, it did not happen like that. Hulk was already laid out and stretched out for a couple months since that neck surgery. Like I said, they said he never woke up. He woke up in a coma. That's why nobody never seen him after the surgery. And like I said, remind y'all, this is the first surgery he had since he been with his new wife, Sky Daily. All right, that was sent out the goddamn Sky. If you ask me, she was dropped from out of the damn sky. That's where she came out of nowhere, man. This woman came out of nowhere, and now Hulk Hogan is gone. People can say what they want to say. This man been through how many surgeries? I bet you can't count them on two hands. Can't count them on four hands. This man done been in 30, 40, 50 plus damn surgeries throughout his whole life. And the first surgery he has since he married this woman is his last one. He never recovers. She checks him out the hospital, signs him out of the hospital. Takes him home. Who knows what was going on the whole time? Why Hulk was at their house in there by himself with her. Okay, just like Jazzy said earlier, it's almost like they trapped Hulk in his body, couldn't talk or do nothing. Imagine you can't do nothing but move your eyes. Everything is fucking, you know, everything on pause. Everything is paralyzed. All your movement, the way you think, the way you talk, everything has been stripped from you. And the person that you depend on to, you know what I mean, to let people know what's going on has failed you. Has failed you. Yeah, he was killed. He was knocked down. He was knocked off. And like I said, man, they were ready, man. They had the helicopters. They had it all ready. They had the helicopters up in the air. Right at his house, circling his house. You know, so it's a lot of people uh responded to his death. A lot of wrestlers and things. You know, yeah, he could have been poisoned. Oh, more is going to come out about this. Trust me, yo. I'm the first one on the tube that came out and basically told it. like it is and how I see it, man. And listen, it ain't too many other content creators that's far from it, bro. Listen, this shit gonna turn. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out that his wife was possibly involved in his death. Watch what I tell you. It's gonna forever be a mystery. It's gonna forever be one of them. Okay. Once everybody start using their logical sense about this new female, she's new. She's new. He only known her for 2 months before they got married. Okay? 2 damn months. And he moved her in this house. He moved her in his estate. Now, I don't know if it's a prenup involved but I'm quite sure, okay, at the age Hogan was, and he wasn't good with technology and shit, the same way as I strategically, just vitally tell the whole goddamn truth, the same way, like motherfuckers was what? Finessing and manipulating Angie Stone assets and shit. I bet you, I bet you, I bet you. Sky did the same thing with Hulk Hogan assets. I bet you she did. Man, she ain't love no Hulk Hogan. She ain't love no Hulk Hogan. She was in it for the money. Okay, she 46 years old. She 25 years younger than Hulkamania. 25 years young. Knew each other for 2 months. Somehow, some way, all right? All right, she sucked a goddamn golf ball through a damn straw. No Diddy. And he married her, I guess. But we all know, not trying to be on no funny shit. We know Hulk Hogan heart was vulnerable, probably was lonely after that shit that happened with his wife and kids. He just was trying to hurry up and find somebody and settle down and have that same comfort that he once had with his family, with this Hogan's knows best situation. But to have it in real life, but it all started out wrong. It all started out fucked up because Brooke and Nick, they don't like the bitch. You know, they don't like her. All right. And she the reason why Brooke ain't been around and Nick ain't been around. It's because of this woman here. All right. And it was also said, allegedly, what I mean, that they claiming that, you know, Linda Hogan ex-wife, Brooke's mother, claiming that Hawks, okay, wife was mocking her and shit like that, and the daughter. But you see, we know that that's Sky shit. We know Hulk Hogan wouldn't do no shit like that because he wasn't doing no shit like that, and he didn't do no shit like that. All right, soon as he got with her, all right, she started picking and doing bullshit to Linda and Brooke. And it made it seem like Hulk Hogan was involved with it too. But in reality, he really wasn't. Because, like I said, he ain't technology savvy on what it is and what it ain't. You see, this was Sky right here started manipulating shit right from the jump. Right from the jump. Her job was to what, y'all? Okay. Her job was to what? try to eliminate the ones that was close to him so she could be the only one close to him. And it looked like she did a good job at it, man. All right, because we know Brooke and Hulk Hogan, man, were inseparable. He loved his daughter. And Nick, like everybody stopped coming around. Everybody stopped coming around. Everybody stopped coming around. And like I said, man, this lady wasn't for no Hogan. Because she was for Hogan, she would have been for Hogan's legacy. And when you for Hogan's legacy, you don't lie to his supporters. You don't lie to his fans. Because he couldn't talk for himself. You were supposed to make sure you talk for him. But you made sure that that voice was stripped. Like I said, man, this was Hogan's first and last surgery with this woman. He's been having surgeries all his life. That's exactly what happened. When that shit happened with Nick Hogan, his son, when he got pulled over. All right. Again, right? You see this, right? This is right after they got married. Okay, they strategically sent that bitch in there. All right, strategic drop. Right after he married this bitch, all kinds of shit start happening to the Hogan family. Okay, first we're going to get Nick. Check it out. Nick was out of trouble all that time since that accident. You know that, right? The whole time after Nick had the accident in Clearwater on Gulf to Bay Boulevard, all right, Nick has been clean slate out of trouble ever since he crippled his friend, the Graziano kid. Nick hasn't had no contact with no police. Strategic drop. Right after right after Hogan marries Sky, all kinds of shit start happening to Hogan and his family and his kids. As we see, Nick Hogan, son of Hulk Hogan, was arrested for DUI in Clearwater, Florida, at that, where he had his accident at, where Hulk Hogan resides and lives at, right? In November 2023, he was accused of refusing a breathalyzer test and exhibiting signs of impairment. This incident is not his first run-in with the law regarding driving incidents, as he was previously involved in a serious car crash in 2007. That's why I said, y'all, that was the last time Nick had any contact with any police. Was 2007, right after Nick, right after Hulk married Sky. Look what happened to Nick. Right after Sky, okay, moves her way into the estate. Hulk Hogan, weird shit started happening to Nick in Clearwater all of a sudden, right? Where he been there all his life, right? Where he been riding up and down past the police all right, went to jail, did his time, and been riding back and forth past the police, all right, for how many years? For the past 18 years. All of a sudden, your dad marries this fucking weirdo, comes into your home, and this is what happens to you. It's crazy. John said, I watched the incident on the cop cam. Right. And check it out, y'all. It's going to be all kinds of other shit that's going to get leaked out there and released. That was personal shits of Hulk Hogan. And we all gonna know where it came from. Can you imagine the memorabilia that she's collecting? Have y'all ever seen Hulk Hogan's memorabilia in his house and in his basement? All that memorabilia he got. Like I said, man, it won't surprise me if she been from the moment she met Hulk Hogan, from the moment her plan went into effect. And just like the chat said, man, somebody said in the chat, man, won't be surprised if she was sent. Hogan is worth a lot of money, man. That Hulkamania brand, Hogan is worth a lot of money. Even his wife Linda was when she got her divorce and shit, or she tore Hogan ass up. If it wasn't for that lawsuit that Hulk Hogan wound up winning, all right, he probably wouldn't have been able to get back up on his feet because his wife Linda, his first wife Linda, man, she took shit, then everything from Hulk. Okay, but it was rumors that Hogan had millions and millions stashed in other foreign accounts and shit like that. His wife was talking about that. She was going to bat for that hitting money, even though she already got 75 million out of it. You know, she was still going for that money that she said Hogan had hidden and things like that. And like I said, man, um, no one has ever got this close and inside to Hogan while he was at a vulnerable state, the way he was after that operation. But Linda, no one has ever been around Hogan while he was there by himself with a basically an estranged person. People could say that that's his wife and all that, man. Listen here, man. That's a estranged woman, man. Hulk don't know that woman. Hulk don't know that woman. Because, like I said, if she was for Hulk Hogan legacy, she would have made sure she told his fans what was going on. If they wasn't trying to hide nothing, why, after the neck surgery, he woke up in a coma? He was allegedly brain dead already. Why did she hide it? And if he was brain dead, why didn't you contest the hospital? You see what I'm saying? So it got to be some fuckery going on somewhere. Because if your husband that you love going for neck surgery and you wait for him to wake up and he never wake up, they saying he brain dead. Ain't you gonna ask the hospital, yo, what the fuck you do? What happened? Hold up, what? Nah, fuck that. Nah, somebody gotta tell me something. What you mean? What you mean he brain dead? What you mean he in the coma? So that that's fault on two behalves: the hospital and the wife. So who lying? Is the hospital lying? Is the wife lying? Or are they working together? Because when Hulk Hogan got released from the hospital, they said they went to great lengths to cover up and hide the fact when Hogan got released out of surgery and him going back and forth to the hospital for the last 2 months. See, he been having cardiac arrest every other day or some shit because he was such in bad shape. He was such in bad shape. And what I don't understand, if he was having all these cardiac arrests every other day or every other week, because they said the paramedics was at his house like 6, 7, 8 times in the last 2 months after the surgery. How do they keep it hidden from his kids? How do they keep that hidden from his kids? And like I said, if they didn't keep it hidden from his kids, was his kids' relationship that far and distant off due to the situation that was going on with who? Sky. Do Sky have anything to do with the situation with Brooke and Nick Hogan? Distance them, excuse me, keeping themselves at a distance from their dad, even when their dad is in the worst condition of their life? Or did somebody keep them away? Did somebody lie to them? You have to remember, man, they got all kinds of AI voice shit out and everything. I You might think you on the phone talking to your loved one, and the whole time it's an AI recording this shit. Who knows? I'm just saying, for example, so they never called their dad in the last 2 months. They never checked on him, and in the last 2 months, this relationship was bad. It was bad, y'all.
And hit the share button. Get this out on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere you can. So he had a big connection with Randy Savage, right? And hold on, I need to look something else up. Hold on. Hold on, we'll get back to it in a second. I just know there's going to be stuff I miss. It's unavoidable. Okay. All right, so back to Macho Man. And I think the storm is pretty much gone. So that's cool. So he had a big connection with Macho Man Randy Savage, right? Both Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, legendary professional wrestlers, died in Florida. And they were part of a tag team, all right? The Mega Powers, I believe was the name. But anyways, Randy Savage died May 20th, 2011. Hulk Hogan died today, all right? May 20th, 2011. So Hulk Hogan is dead 170 months after Randy Savage died. And they both died in Florida. Florida equals 170 sacrifice equals 170. How about that? Hulk Hogan dead 170 months after Randy Savage when sacrifice is 170. And the birthday of Randy Savage, November 15th, Hulk Hogan is dead 251 days after the birthday of Randy Savage. Ritual Sacrifice has that 251. And they were known as the Mega Powers, right? And remember, Randy Savage died May 20th. We get this news today, 65 days from the death anniversary of Randy Savage, the Mega Power 65. And again, they both died in Florida, which is 65. And also, it's 3 months and 22 days from the death anniversary of Randy Savage. Or sorry, from his date of birth. Sorry. Randy Savage birthday, November 15th. The information is correct. I just misspoke. Sorry. Hulk Hogan dead today, July 24th. Randy Savage birthday, November 15th. So he's dead 3 months and 22 days from the birthday of Randy Savage. 322 Skull and Bones. Well, he's also dead. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame April 2nd. He's dead 3 months and 22 days from the anniversary of him being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So we got more 322 connections, the number of Skull and Bones. And remember, we had the big Skull and Bones connection with Ozzy. And remember how I told you, so John Michael Ozzy Osbourne is 322, right? That's the number of Skull and Bones. And remember, Ozzy died 32 weeks and 2 days from the anniversary of the Osbournes, 322. And he died at 76, and Skull and Bones equals 76. Surrounded by Love, 70.
And y'all, not only that, man, you know what I mean? Because also very eerie with this Ozzy Osbourne connection and Hulk Hogan is like Hulk Hogan used to be like in a rock and roll fucking band too. Used to play the bass guitar. Not only that, he had a cartoon named Rock and Roll Wrestling or some shit like that. And like he incorporated like rock and roll into wrestling and shit like that. And this is why WWF and WWE has this big, massive sports entertainment complex about itself, because the very first WrestleMania had all kinds of people in it, all kinds of actors and entertainers and people from rock and roll bands and shit like that. So, so that's another connection as well, because this major Ozzy Osbourne person dies. Oh, look, let me tell y'all something else that a lot of people have no idea about. Y'all know 3 days before Hulk Hogan died, Hulk Hogan's super fan died too, right? Hit the like button, strategic drop. Hulk Hogan had a super fan. that used to be in the front row at all Hulk Hogan fucking matches and shit, right? Now he died 3 days before Hulk Hogan died. Check it out, y'all. Let me show y'all. Check this out. His name was Roddy Hogan. Look. One of Hulk Hogan's biggest fans who died days before his passing. During Hulk Hogan's prime as an in-ring performer, Eric Service, who became popular as Roddy Hogan, was one of his biggest fans who attended multiple wrestling shows in the 90s and 2000s to see Hulk Hogan perform in the ring. Now, if y'all follow wrestling, you should know this guy. Quite sure you done seen this guy before, right? It's him right here, y'all. Three days before Hulk Hogan died, he died. All right, and it ain't been no official word on how he died. All right, so yo, like I said, man, it's so much craziness revolving this Hulk Hogan, real American whole situation, bro. It'll blow you all away. I'm telling you. Now, what was the chances of this? Kia Park says death coming threes. So it's a three beef. I mean, the three big, I think she meant to say the big three fallen star are gone. RIP to all the iconic facts. Check it out though. Jazzy said, wait, what? Right. I forgot to add this into the show this whole time. So what was the chances of that happening? And this Hulk Hogan super fan, he wasn't only a super fan. He was a Hulk Hogan lookalike. Not only a super fan, all right? He damn near looked it like Hulk Hogan. Damn near looked it like Hulk Hogan. You see, that's not a costume. Yeah, he got on Hulk Hogan's shirt and the bandana and shit, but the mustache is real, his face is real. You know what I'm saying? All the features of Hulk Hogan in real life, he got them. Even without a bandana and shit. Check it out, bro. Strategic drop. Y'all probably like, yo, this nigga bugging. Nigga, I ain't bugging. Y'all bugging. Y'all know what the fuck going on. Look, he got all Hulk Hogan features. Got the blonde hair. He got the mustache. Even got the bald coming in at the top. Word up, though. You know, so, and if you look at, man, man, yo, this is crazy, man. What's the chances of that, though? What's the chances of that? If that ain't scripted, I don't know what else is. I don't know what else to tell you. That's that's like LeBron James passing Kobe Bryant for the all-time NBA scoring, right? And Kobe died the next day, right? Imagine that happening, right? Oh, my bad. It did happen. You see what I'm saying? Crazy work. Roddy Hogan. All right, so we know he go by the name Roddy Hogan, which is short for Roddy Piper. All right, and Hulk Hogan. And we know Roddy Piper dead, right? Now, let's bring this new world order shit in for you strategically. We all know Roddy Piper play in the infamous movie They Live, right? When they talk about the new world order and they talk about the takeover and you got to put the shades on and shit and all this and it show, you know what I mean, the hidden agenda that the new world order, all right, is planning on the whole world. You see what I'm saying? So that's another alignment as well. It can't be denied. Okay. The Piper shit. Roddy Piper, yeah. Two for the price of one. Yeah, man. Casey Max P said, come on, the neighbors have just seen the emergency vehicle coming and going. You know, and I got a lot of uh Hogan, I got a lot of Hogan content, a lot of content with him, his wife, his ex-wife, him, Brooke, all them, and we gonna get into all that. We gonna get into all that, man, because I think I'm gonna be on this for a couple of days, man. I'm gonna be on this, man. They might have told the family something. They might have told them to stay away. Hulk Hogan, super fan. Why was this Hulk Hogan super fan taken out? Was it something he knew? Was it something that he knew? Because we see not only outside of the ring, okay? I mean, excuse me, not only when he go see Hogan inside of the ring, okay? And I know they shadow banning this, bro, because yo, I'm in vertical, right? So a number should constantly be jumping up, then jumping down, then jumping up, jumping down. You see how the numbers is? It's going 1, 2, down, 1, 2. They did a jump 4, 5. Nigga, vertical don't do that. Vertical don't do that. I'm in a vertical format. So you mean to tell me out of all the people around the world and everybody in the nation, it's only 2, 3 people on a vertical at a time? Hell no. Which proves, okay, they shadow banning this lie. You know what I mean? Because if if nothing I'm saying ain't true, or if it's something that they don't want to be said, then why is the law shadow banned? But what I was about to say is not only inside the ring did they have some type of bondage and connection, y'all, okay? Outside of the ring, Hulk Hogan and this dude had some type of close friendship and relationship as well. All right. And who knows what Hogan possibly told him before he died? Who knows? But it was a reason why they stripped Hulk Hogan's voice box out of his damn throat. It was the reason why they took Hulk Hogan's voice and stuck a trach in his throat. And it's the reason why they knocked off this super fan, Roddy Hogan, too. They this listen, this guy just didn't die just out the blue, bro. And that right this should confirm everything else that I done dropped today. This guy just didn't happen to die 3 days before Hulk Hogan. What's the chances? What if it would have happened if Hulk Hogan would have died first, then he would have died 3 days later? Then would y'all believe it? Well, would y'all believe if the super fan died first and Hulk Hogan died 3 days later? Would y'all believe it then? And it actually happened. You see what I'm saying? And it actually happened, even if it happened the other way around. What would the chances be? They took him too because he looks like him too. That's crazy, yo. They knocked him down too, bro. And they knocked him down before they knocked down Hulk. And I guess they said wouldn't. I guess they said, well, nobody be making no money off of Hulk Hogan name with no lookalikes, no guest appearances, or any of that shit. You see what I'm saying? Okay, because this would have been a time for him to boom up. They made sure that didn't happen. They made sure he ain't boom up off of this shit. You know what I'm saying? This how you know something weird is going on with shit like this. Not only that, we done seen also, which I'm gonna jump off subject for 2.5 seconds. We see 50 Cent sue everybody that even act like they even wanna mock his brand or anything like that in any type of way, right? 50 is sue the shit out of him. We done seen 50 sue jewelers, Taco Bell, all kinds of shit, right? But we got this fake 50 Cent impersonator, right? That's on IG, and he's going around doing walkthroughs, autograph signings. He's doing pop-ups at clubs and everything, and 50 Cent ain't fucking with him, ain't said a word to him. I wonder why. He's getting paid off 50 Cent name, image, and likeness. And 50 Cent ain't said nothing to that IG 50 Cent. Everybody know who I'm talking about. He ain't say nothing to that dude. And that dude going around using 50's name, image, his likeness. He's performing 50 Cent songs at clubs. They're paying him to come to clubs and everything. Okay, when that NCAA young boy tried to do that shit like NBA young boy, you see what happened to him, right? They knocked that what? NCAA young boy down. He was doing the same thing like that T move 50 Cent. He looked at like NBA young boy. He was going around doing skits and shit. He started YouTube channel, IG. He started to get a little traction. Next thing you know, he ended up dead. And now his boy, he came back out the blue. with the fake Big Meech and the fake Kevin Gates dude. Just did a skit together. 50 repo. Yo, this shit deep, bro. Yo, but anyway, no, this shit crazy, man. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer, man. I appreciate everybody that hung up in there with me today, man. Check it out, bro. Listen, yo, we started off this uh stream. I had 180 up in here. 180 up in here, right? In vertical feed. That's what it was saying. 180 on the screen, but we know it'd be more than that actually when you're coming through the vertical feed. But we know for a fact, all right, they done shadow ban this joint. They don't want this info out there. They don't want this info out there, all right? If the algorithm don't like Hulk Hogan so much, right? Right? If the algorithm trying to take over Hulk Hogan for being a prejudice and a racist, when you go to the algorithm, yo, you see the algorithm hijacking what? Trying to destroy Hulk Hogan's image when we go through the algorithm, right? On IG, Facebook, okay? Right after you see RIP, you see Hulk Hogan in the racist comment. Hulk Hogan in the racist comment. Hulk Hogan in the racist comment, right? 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 And that's what I'm saying. If the algorithm hated Hulk Hogan so much, why, when I put up there Hulk Hogan was murdered, all right, they should be happy. I'm saying it, right? It should be pushed. Okay, yeah, he got murdered. Fuck him, right? He's a racist. He got murdered. Yeah, fuck him. Kill his image, right? But, right, when you telling the truth, when you telling the truth, along with everything that you're saying, is different, hold a lot more weight and credibility. And like I said, man, ain't nobody come at the angle with the wife. I hit it right out the gate. Right out the gate, I know what's going on. And everybody else around should too. Everybody else who has been following this shit. Now, I'm gonna tell you, it's people that close to Hogan that's in the wrestling business, that's no longer in the wrestling business, but still affiliated with wrestling, that's not going to say a goddamn word about it. They're not going to say a goddamn word about it. But it's going to be other dedicated podcasters and YouTubers that's in that wrestling realm, all right, that's going to bring this up because it's some hardcore podcasters out there, all right, that's covering this situation. But shout out everybody up in here, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. Anybody got any questions before we get up out of here, man? We've been in here about 4 hours. We've been in here about 4 hours. And it's so much synchronicity that I haven't even synced in or mentioned today, man. I'm telling you, this Hulk Hogan shit, man, it's so much. It's so much going on with it. Hulkamania started, y'all, when America was going to war and it was having their differences with Iran. And Hulkamania died when America is going through their differences with Iran. All right? Nigga, who got to work? Who got to work? And like I said, it's a lot that I haven't even went into. Hulkamania was built off of this match. at Madison Square Garden. When Hulk Hogan first won the title and Hulkamania became a brand, all right, in a pop culture phenomenon, is when he defeated the Iron Sheik. And that script was ran that Hulk Hogan was the real American hero, all right, and how he defeated, all right, a terrorist from Iran. I apologize about that. Yeah, man. So Hulkamania was built off of that. Everybody think Hulkamania was built off of here, y'all. Everybody think Hulkamania was built here at WrestleMania 1. Hulkamania was before WrestleMania 1. As we see, Hulkamania shirts and everything before WrestleMania 1 even came up. Hulkamania, Mr. T got on Hulkamania. Hulkamania was already running wild before the first WrestleMania. The Hulkamania brand started the night when Hogan defeated the Iron Sheik, a terrorist from Iran. And Hulk Hogan was waving the American flag. And this was when America was having real life differences with Iran, just like they're having real life differences with Iran right now. And Hulk Hogan is dead. Shout out everybody up in here, man. Like, share, subscribe. Always remember, fear the fire, fear the flames, man. If y'all just coming up in here, man, hit the back flyer, hit the back fire. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Jazzy, all the fire starters, hawkers, walkers, and stalkers for joining GFTV today, man. Keep your notifications turned all the way up, man. I believe I might come back for a late night fire, man, and do a little bit more on this, man, since I'm home this weekend, man. Let's go, man. Anybody that done donated, I appreciate the donations, man. Like, share, subscribe. Always remember, fear the fire, fear the flames, man, and we out.
Fear the fire.